Welcome, everybody. Man, I'm itching. I'm itching like I've got a case of pinworm, man. I'm itching to give away another $1,000 in just a short amount of time. The 6 o'clock hour here on a Friday has arrived, and the first $1,000 from the ATMJ is coming up. Michelle, are you ready, and are you excited?
Oh, I'm super excited.
Yeah, this kind of came out of nowhere. I like the band. I wouldn't say I'm a super fan, but, I definitely know more songs from AC/DC than I thought I knew.
Oh, yeah. When you go through the set list, I'm like, you know that one. You know that one.
Yeah,
know that. Like you said, we're not super fans, and it wasn't really on my radar. And they do have, part of it is it's just a limited tour. So you're not hearing, I think, a lot about it unless you're really into that group, right?
So here's the deal. Talking about AC/DC tonight at Raymond James Stadium. It's not quite sold out. It's almost. There are still some tickets available. A friend of mine said, hey, I got some tickets through work, and we're not going to use them. Do you want them? This was, Wednesday night about 9 o'clock. Wednesday, where the hell's Fester? It's now 6. What is up with him? I mean, he sent me prep late last night. I was already in bed and asleep when he sent me his prep. Hold on a minute, Michelle. Hold on to that thought. Oh, boy. And he's getting...
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up?
You plan on coming to the show today?
No, I'm here.
No, you're not. You're not.
No,
unless you're in the studio on your microphone, you're not here.
No, that's not true at all. Unless I'm in close proximity.
So you not on the air, not in front of the microphone. You think you're here?
I have a very minor role in the opening segment.
Oh, geez. We're
generally
so
speaking.
why is this like 2 days in a row that you're late?
Because I couldn't find my key pass.
Oh, geez. Again?
And I'm sitting out by the elevator.
Where are you now? Where are you now?
I'm sitting out here by the elevator.
All right. So you're in the lobby? And
yeah, I'm here.
You can't get in. You're waiting for someone to come. All the other morning shows are here. No one else is coming anytime soon.
Well, maybe then I'll see it. I'll come in during a commercial break.
You know what? You kind of have the same body build as Fred Flintstone. Can you bang on? Can you bang? Do me a favor. Can you bang on the door and scream Wilma?
MJ, I don't need you anymore because Tony from Maxima just came in and he let me in.
Hold on.
Okay, so
hold on. Tony, is he part of the morning show on the Spanish station?
Not part of. He's the morning show.
Oh, okay.
Tony and Valerie, hello.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with them. All right, muy bien. Gotcha. All right. So hold on a sec. It's 6:03 and he's just walking in?
Okay, you're the only crazy psycho who does
the
a show
freaking show starts at 6 o'clock.
No, the show starts at 6 o'clock. You play 2 songs.
No, I don't play 2 songs. We start the show
That's how it should be.
All right.
I second that.
Will you stop it?
Yesterday we were giving Rich a little crap about who shows up at 6 o'clock. His show doesn't kick off till 6:08.
Who the hell is Rich?
He's the guy that let me in yesterday.
Well, where does he work?
He works at the Wild Station.
Oh my God! All right, are you in now?
I'm in the morning show office. I just got my cell phone, my headphones, and.
Did you say I just got my cell phones? Is that what you said?
Something with the phone.
Dude, are you like confused? Are you scared and confused?
You know what?
What?
I'm not scared.
But you are confused.
I am confused. All right, I'm coming in a couple seconds.
All right, Michelle, where were we? AC/DC tonight. So, here comes Fester. So you have no idea where your building pass is? Is that the story?
No. I have no idea.
And I know you're hoping you will not be reissued one.
You know what?
Dude, you look rumpled and crumpled, and you look like you just rolled out of bed.
That's not true. He has a Q105 shirt on. He's sporting the, representing.
Michelle doesn't know this, but when I wear this shirt.
Yeah.
This shirt.
Is the crumpled, rumpled, just rolled out of bed look.
It is my absolute last
I can tell you're
clean
Hold on.
shirt.
Your face still has like pillow wrinkle marks on it.
You know that? This is like my break in case of emergency shirt.
Oh my gosh.
I have nothing to wear.
Oh.
I mean, nothing.
Yeah.
And I picked up stuff from like earlier in the week or from last week, and I kind of gave it the smell test.
Uh-huh.
That's like an Aramark uniform shirt. It is. No, seriously. It's like an Aramark uniform shirt that has the Q105 logo on the upper left pocket instead of like Tony's Auto Shop or something.
Yeah, these
you know?
are the Dickie work shirts.
Yeah,
my favorite shirts.
there you go, Dickies.
Yeah, I bought 5 of them at one time. So when you see me wear the Navy shirt day after day after day, it's different ones. I bought 5.
All right, folks, welcome to the Friday show. We're off to a great start. I got to tell you guys about the dump test email that went out. Oh yeah. Oh, we're gonna have fun with the dump test. Oh man, I'm lit up on this one. I'll get into that a little later on. After we found out that our dump button was not actually hooked up for months, and anytime I dumped something, just the lights looked good, but it didn't dump anything for months. All right, and then an email went out like, "Oh wait, you guys weren't doing the dump test." All right,
I didn't know we had a dump test.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's the point. Nobody knew we had a dump test. So suddenly they're inventing crap in the employee manual that just we were never told of and doesn't even exist. All right, so hold on. So the dump test is coming up. So, Michelle, we've been interrupted 9 times now. So AC/DC tonight, we'll get into this a little later on. But, hey, remind me that when we were driving, it was you, Julian, and me. I was taking you guys downtown to meet Chloe because you guys did the volunteer work last night at the church.
Yeah.
For stuff in the bags for what's the organization again?
Mind Over Matter Inc.com.
Right, and they put together like food bags for school kids
Right.
that come from homes that they might not get fed.
Right. They're food insecure. So they have food, but they
Right.
might not just have, everything that they need over the weekend. So we're helping them out.
All right, now, it's for weekends. So they put these bags together for the kids on Thursday so they can be
Over the
distributed
weekend.
at schools so they have food over the weekend if they're in a food insecure household. So Chloe and Michelle have been volunteering every Thursday night
That's
at
amazing.
a church off Hillsborough to pack these bags. And they do like 600 or 700 bags.
Yeah. Julian joined us last night, so that was great.
So we're on the way to take Julian to his first experience, and they meet Chloe downtown because Chloe is at the state attorney's office. They meet Chloe on Thursday, so I drive them down, drop them off. And as we were driving, Julian was playing AC/DC songs off his streaming app. And, I thought I only knew like Highway to Hell and Thunderstruck and Back in Black and You Shook Me All Night Long. But surprisingly, I know like another dozen AC/DC songs.
Yeah, you don't realize it.
Yeah, I didn't realize how many songs of AC/DC I actually knew. So we are going tonight because a friend of mine had pretty good seats, section 112, and he said, yeah, we can't use them. You want them? So I've got them. Then there's the Channel 28, Dennis Phillips, ABC Action News, Mr. Suspenders component to the story. I got to get into that later on. We're just getting rolling. We got a busy Friday show, and we got $1,000 to give away at any minute here on the MJ Morning Show with the ATMJ. First Shriner with traffic.
Good morning. Not much to report on.
104.7 FM, Q105, Friday morning. Hopefully the weekend has some good crap in store for you. $1,000 in just a short amount of time. We'll tell you when to call in, be the right caller, know the last winner in the ATMJ, brought to you by the Kemp Law Group, and you'll win the next $1,000. Last winner, of course, was about 9:45 yesterday. You always have to know the last winner. And, during the course of the show, it's typically the previous hour's winner. But for the first one at 6 a.m. every day, you just have to know who won the last time in the 9 o'clock hour. Guess what's rising on cruise ships, Fester? I don't know why I look at you. I think you've been on the most cruises of any of us. Maybe that's why.
Yeah,
what's on the rise on cruise ships?
Besides the cost, I don't know what the virus level.
You know what? Those are two good guesses. Costs on the rise, neurovirus on the rise. No, but those are not. I said not the answers I'm looking for.
There was a time when I felt like there was a lot of people jumping overboard.
Or falling overboard.
Oh, yeah, somehow leaving the ship.
Yeah, you know what? There was
involuntarily.
There was a rash of that.
Yeah.
And then they go back and the security cameras on the side of the ship. They have overboard cameras.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All those walkways around the side, they have cameras there.
Aren't they supposed to have sensors also that are supposed to, sense if the camera detects someone going overboard? Hey, Google that quickly. I don't want to speak out of turn. I don't want someone to fall off the cruise ship and think that the motion detector cameras are going to catch their involuntary leave off the... Listen, if you're a voluntary jumper, you don't give a flying crap. You're hoping that the cameras are off. Yeah, you're hoping there's some kind of a technical malfunction. If you're a voluntary jumper and you decide that you're out in the middle of the Gulf or out in the middle of the Caribbean or whatever, and you've decided that you're going to end things by jumping off a cruise ship in the middle of the sea, and this is a totally voluntary decision, you're hoping that the cameras don't work or that the detectors don't work. However, if you're just drunk off your ass, or if, you know who needs to stay off cruise ships? You know who needs to stay away from cruise ship balconies?
Very tall alcoholics.
No, the guy at the Pirates game that flung himself. No. That guy. The guy that broke every bone in his body by falling off the second deck at the Pirates game up in Pittsburgh. That guy needs to stay away from cruise ship railings. I'm just telling you.
So I found a lawyer.
Yes.
Out of Miami, the Miami cruise lawyers.
Oh, wait a minute. There's a law firm that brands. First of all, I didn't even get to the story. I have not even gotten to the story about what's on the increase on cruise ships. All right. So, Fester, you just found a law firm that's special. Look at this. Delgado Trial Attorneys, the Miami cruise lawyers.
They look pretty official.
Wait a minute. So, there's so much business with suing the cruise lines that a law firm specializes in suing cruise lines.
After every cruise, you have to figure of the thousands of customers, one person is like, I'm going to sue this place. That's a conveyor belt of business. And as soon as you get back to port, you look for a lawyer. Mm-hmm. You want one in Miami at the port of call. Miami's an enormous port.
Oh, thank you for that geographical observation.
As opposed to the hamlet of Tampa.
As opposed to Port Charlotte?
Okay, Port Charlotte's not a cruise ship destination.
It should be. Let's start that rumor. There's a big plan. Royal Caribbean, Carnival,
all of them.
Holland America,
Norwegian.
They're going to start docking inside Port Charlotte. Is I-75 bridge, is that high enough?
Port Charlotte to Key West to Cozumel
is the Tamiami Trail Bridge, the 41 bridge, is that high enough to get the cruise ships underneath?
I don't know. So, but the Delgado law firm in Miami, trial attorneys, the Miami cruise lawyers, and they have a whole section, cruise ship man overboard detection systems. How do they work and which ships have them?
Look, see, I'm telling you, I remember hearing that there is a man overboard. Hey, go back and let me see the phone number. We got to dial up the Delgado Trial Attorneys Miami Cruise Lawyers hotline. It says 24/7 customer support.
We'll find out.
Hey, Andrew, I'm going to dial this up. Tell me what happens. So get ready to pick it up. 1-877. Is that 372? All right, Andrew, pick this up, would you please? I'm going to put it on hold. All right. Hang on a minute. Is it just a voicemail? Tell me what happens on the voicemail if I can leave a message, because I'm thinking that. All right. Yeah. Let me know if you leave a message or if there's a live operator, because, listen, cruises. Oh, it says please hold while they're trying to connect.
Oh, that means they're waking somebody up.
All right. Hang on. Oh, it's a thank you for calling goodbye. Hold on a minute.
Let's call him back.
Hang on a minute.
The Delgado
372. All right, it's the Delgado trial attorneys, the cruise ship.
Thank you for calling the Miami Cruise Lawyers with over 50 years of combined experience in maritime and personal injury.
That's a lot of
law.
man overboards.
Yeah.
Please hold, and your call will be answered by our next available representative.
Okay, very
Please
good.
hold while I try to connect you.
Okay. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's like the generic Cisco music. Andrew says, so Andrew, you said it just goes to a message?
I hope nobody answers now.
Yeah.
They've been called twice in the last 2 minutes.
Hang on a minute. Andrew, you want to let me know what's going on if the message comes back, and quickly put it on hold.
So to answer your question, the Cruise Vessel Security and Safety Act of 2010 requires that passenger vessels operating in the U.S. integrate technology that can be used for capturing images of passengers or detecting passengers who have fallen overboard.
So, there is technology, and I guess all the cruise ships need to have it, right?
According to the Cruise and Vessel Security and Safety Act of 2010.
Oh, that was I was really tuned into that act. I followed that all the way through Congress.
It was one of the crowning achievements of the Obama administration.
So they have cameras, and they have a detection system that if somebody does fall overboard, it's supposed to detect that somebody fell overboard. I would just test it by throwing like pillows overboard from my cabin.
Or mannequin.
Yeah, just bring blow-up dolls.
Yeah.
Like the safety man.
Yeah, if you really want to panic the crew, just bring little blow-up dolls and throw them overboard at 2 a.m. and see what happens. No, don't do that.
They bring an inflatable. One of those like inflatable lady dolls.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, like
with
there's a naked woman with her arms and mouth open and floating.
And as the inflatable doll goes overboard, it's going. So, if you want to see the face I made, make sure you're watching MJTV.
Yeah, and send me your Photoshops.
No Photoshops. Will you shut up? Why do you have to plant that scene? All right, so I didn't even get to the story yet.
What's on the rise at cruise ships?
Crime.
Oh.
Crime on cruise ships. Man, who needs to go to, like, the south side of Chicago? Who needs to go to, like, Trenton, New Jersey? Or South Philly? No. Cruise ship crime reaches a 2-year high. I didn't know this. Crime rates aboard cruise ships leaving U.S. ports have reached a 2-year high. And one expert says it's a dark cloud for travelers. Yeah, Post report, according to the data from the Department of Transportation, allegations of 48 crimes were reported on board cruise ships from January of this year through just March 30th, a couple of, weeks back.
48 doesn't seem high proportionally.
Yeah, so just careful, because a lot of the incidents are sexual in nature, and I'm just saying, be careful.
I thought when you said crimes, I was thinking like, getting robbed walking out of the casino.
Pickpocketed.
I just took the casino for 10 grand.
That kind of crap.
And now I get mugged on my way back to the suite.
Hey, Michelle.
Yeah.
Yesterday you did not do the Diddy pile.
Yeah, you didn't ask me to.
Well, we kind of got sidetracked yesterday. We had a little bit of a Diddy pile. For the early listeners, what we didn't talk about yesterday, and I find this fascinating, and we will do a Diddy pile because there's some notable stuff that happened in the Sean Combs Diddy trial up in New York yesterday. So we'll combine some of the items from yesterday with the items that we want to do today from yesterday's testimony. And there are a couple of really interesting things that developed. But one of the most interesting items that we did not get to yesterday was the fact we found out that after the Cassie Ventura assault, where P. Diddy attacked her in 2016 in the Hotel elevator area where he runs out of the shower with a towel wrapped around him. And we all saw the video where he attacks her, brutally beats her, kicks her, drags her, yanks her down by her hair and throws her on the floor. We found out, you know what I'm about to say here? What did we find out about that?
A lot, but so what was the thing for you?
What stood out to you?
That Diddy paid her $20 million in go-away hush money.
Yeah.
She got $20 million. So
does he get a refund?
Well, I'm sure there was.
She's back.
Do you think she signed an NDA on that? And
well, the thing about the NDA is that you can't. From what I remember, you can't say that you cannot testify if you're subpoenaed in a criminal hearing.
The feds launched this criminal investigation and subsequently charged Diddy with sex trafficking and the host of other charges.
Right.
So even though she got a payoff of $20 million, since the feds charged Diddy, the NDA does not preclude her. Oh, I can't testify. Sorry, feds, I can't testify or talk about what happened if I'm subpoenaed because I signed an NDA. It doesn't work that way.
It doesn't work that way. She's been subpoenaed.
Yeah.
It's a criminal hearing, a criminal proceeding, and she's required to, divulge whatever she knows.
Oh, also the pregnancy angle. This is fascinating. The whole pregnancy angle and what the defense tried to do with Cassie Ventura being pregnant. What'd I say?
We mentioned that the other day.
As far as I don't remember.
We
that.
mentioned it on Wednesday.
You sure?
I don't remember that.
Yeah,
there's so much.
Hold on, there might be a little bit more that we didn't get to. All right. Anyway, so we have a Diddy pile. We'll get to it probably in the 8 o'clock hour. We've got morons in the news next. I've got a great pile. Listen, when I'm starting to laugh about some of the morons in the news stories as I'm teasing it, trust me, it's a good pile of morons in the news next. And then someone's going to win $1,000 in minutes. The first $1,000 in the 6 o'clock hour happens next on the MJ Morning Show here on Q105, 104.7 FM. If you need window and door replacements, there is only one place to call. There's only one guy to call, and that is Weather Tight Mike. So your windows and doors are failing. Maybe you've got drafts. Maybe, heat's coming in. The cold is going out. Maybe you've got leaks. If it's window and door replacement time, it's got to be Weather Tight Mike. Weather Tight Windows. Hey, don't forget the cookies for Mike. But don't forget that there are some lousy window companies out there. Let me tell you, case in point. So another company, they might sell a good window and door, but if the installation is garbage, you're going to end up with a dumpster fire of a job. This is why you want the combo platter. This is why you want Weather Tight Mike. First of all, from the very beginning, from contact to them coming out and evaluating your house and, working up all the numbers and educating you on window and door replacements, from the very beginning all the way through installation, everything is great about Weather Tight Mike. PGT Custom Windows and Doors, a phenomenal product, but they're the best installers around. You'll get the best installation job. Everything is great about Weather Tight Mike. Weather Tight Windows, right now, $200 rebate per door, $100 rebate per window. Get your window and door replacements before the thick of hurricane season. WeatherTightWindows.com and tell them that MJ sent you. There is, as you know, a plethora of these big box corporate chains out there, and it's refreshing to find a place like International Diamond Center where they are giants in the industry, but they're local and they're family run right out of the Tampa Bay area. IDC is a diamond powerhouse known the world over, but they're locally owned. They have the selection you want, the service that comes from the heart. IDC doesn't believe in having commission salespeople, so they're not trying to jam you up because they want a bigger paycheck with higher commissions. No, it's all about what's right for you. They're salaried. They're not commissioned. You'll get educated. So unlike the big chains, IDC doesn't have to hit some kind of Wall Street quarterly number. No, they're not beholden to stockholders. They're beholden to you, the customer. Best selection of diamonds. So if it's engagement time, upgrade time, whatever your need is for great quality jewelry, it's IDC. International Diamond Center, Tampa, Clearwater, Lakeland, and Sarasota. We're so lucky to have IDC in town. Anything jewelry, you want IDC. International Diamond Center. Please tell them that MJ from the MJ Morning Show sent you. Traffic's on 635. Morons in the news and $1,000. What the hell else do you want? Next. I'm trying to get my my tasty rejoiner music on here, and it's just not working. Let me try this button over here. There we go.
Been spending most their lives living in a moron's paradise.
All right, 6:40 at the MJ Morning Show. Yeah, I kept hitting the button. I'm pushing the button. It's not working. Man, I got to have my rejoin bumper. All right, early morons of the news, and how about $1,000? Let's do the $1,000 right now. So, what do you say we take caller number 68? Caller 68 right now, 800-990-1047. It is time for the ATMJ. What this means, if you know the winner of the $1,000 in the 9 o'clock hour yesterday, meaning the last winner that won $1,000, if you know their first name and if you're caller 68 at 800-990-1047, you'll win the first $1,000 right now here on the MJ Morning Show in the 6 o'clock hour. Rounding out the week, another 4,000 today. We'll give away 1,000 right now. We'll give away 1,000 in the 7 o'clock hour. We'll give away 1,000 in the 8 o'clock hour, and we'll give away 1,000 in the 9 o'clock hour. And whoever wins the 9 o'clock, you got to know the name so you can call in 6 a.m. on Monday morning. So this week, it'll be a $20,000 haul. 20 winners, $20,000, 1,000 each hour, all week long, and then we do it again next week, another $20,000 for a total of $40,000, all courtesy of the Kemp Law Group. It's the ATMJ. So caller 68, 800-990-1047, 800-990-1047. Oh, you know what continues? The stupid, idiotic TikTok Chromebook challenge. Now we have warnings out of California. We've had warnings like out of all these states. Kids with these Chromebooks, and a lot of schools give the kids these cheap Chromebooks.
They issue them to the student.
Yeah, and someone determined that if you stick crap inside the USB charging port, that it starts a fire, and it causes smoke to billow out of the Chromebook. So, of course, some jackwagon, some sixth grader decides, hey, I'm going to jam something in the USB port. Oh, look. It's creating sparks. It's arcing. There's a small fire. It's billowing white smoke, almost like we have a new Pope election. So then it catches on. It makes its way on this stupid TikTok circuit. And now kids all over the country are jamming pencil leads and paper clips inside the USB charging port on Chromebooks and causing fires. Your schools are getting evacuated. Fire departments are responding.
Station 51, KMG 365.
Yes, we're responding to a Chromebook fire. Latest now is California. Now, school districts in Southern California warning parents about the TikTok challenge, urging students to intentionally damage their school-issued laptops.
I mean, look at this laptop here. It's all bubbled up.
Oh,
the keys are melted.
Oh, it's melted. It is melted because of the internal fire, because some kid jammed crap in the USB charging port to start a fire. I mean, it's like arson. It is. That's like Chromebook arson.
They say the smoke is actually a toxic gas.
Well, listen,
you're burning lithium batteries.
Dude, any plastic and with lithium, in the lithium battery, any of this crap is toxic. It's not good for you. It's not good for you at all. So now it's California. Now, let me pick up the 68th caller live. Hi, good morning. This is the MJ Morning Show. For whom do I have the pleasure to speaking to right now?
John.
John, where are you calling from?
From Tampa.
All right, John in Tampa. John, welcome to the MJ Morning Show. May I inquire why you're phoning us at 6:44 in the morning?
For the $1,000 ATMJ contest.
Oh, yeah. Look at that.
Yeah.
You got the terminology down, too. Would $1,000 be good about now for you?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Would $1,000 get you out a couple of jams?
Sure will, my friend.
Tony, you said your name was what?
John.
John. All right. So, John in Tampa, can you tell me, you are the correct caller, by the way, John, you're 68. So, John, can you tell me who was the last winner in the 9 o'clock hour yesterday?
That was Nicole.
That is correct.
All right.
John,
yes.
you got $1,000 from the MJ Morning Show, the ATMJ, and the Kemp Law Group.
Unbelievable. Thank you, Kemp Law Group.
All right.
And the morning show.
Yeah, thank you so much, John. I really appreciate you listening. Are you just here for the money, or are you here for the entertainment value of the show as well?
Oh, entertainment value every day, every morning.
That's fantastic. Thank you very much for saying the right thing. All right, John, you got $1,000. John, have you been a regular listener to the MJ Morning Show for a while?
Yes, since you guys started on Q105.
All right, is that when you first found us? Did you ever listen to us for the 18 prior years?
No, I didn't. I've always listened to Q105, so that's why I've been a loyal Q105 listener.
Well, listen, and clearly you like the job we do. You like the show, right?
Yes, sir. Very entertaining.
Oh, well, thank you. That's my goal.
That's the plan.
All right, John, congratulations. I'm going to put you on hold. Andrew, the producer in the booth, is going to give you all the information on how you're going to get your $1,000, all right?
Great, man. Thank you, sir. I do appreciate it.
Hey, listen, have a great weekend. This is a good launch to your weekend with $1,000. All right, John. All right, so that's the 6 o'clock winner. We'll do another $1,000 next hour. And remember, it's important. As all the radio companies do those text content, text the keyword right now to, some text number, those are national contests among all of the radio stations in the various companies.
Millions of people partake in those.
Lots. This contest is our show only. It's only on the MJ Morning Show. It's live. It's local. That's why I take every call live. You'll hear 40 winners. You're going to hear the $40,000 go right out the door. With 40 winners at $1,000 a pop. All local, only here on the MJ Morning Show on 104.7 FM. And we'll do another $1,000 in the 7 o'clock hour. And the 7 o'clock hour starts in 14 minutes. So anytime next hour, you can call in, be the right caller, and just know the guy that just won. Know his first name. And it's like a game of tag. You just got to keep knowing the previous winner's first name. All right, the continuation of the morons of the news. I love this. We don't have this in Tampa yet, but I'm sure it's coming. Waymo. The driverless car, which I'm telling you right now, I am never freaking getting into a driverless car. I would rather take my chances of having some guy that's all high on meth picking me up in a Lyft. I would rather take my chances on that than having a car with no driver, drive through traffic and take me somewhere. And listen, we've had some crazy stories, and I'll get to that in a second. So listen to this. Waymo, the self-driving car service, which is available in San Francisco, Los Angeles, Phoenix, and Austin, Texas, they've recalled 1,200 driverless vehicles because they're crashing into crap. Again, case in point why I'm not getting into a driverless car. Waymo. So people get into a Waymo, the car crashes into fences and barricades. You know what that means? They're getting Waymo'd and they bargain for.
I tell you what.
Waymo. Waymo'd and they bargain for.
It's not the original plan. But it sounds like a fun time. I mean, if I can get to the airport and plow through some barricades.
Yeah, the expansion cities, it looks like coming soon this year that Miami. So Waymo is coming to Florida. It looks like Miami, Atlanta, and Washington, D.C. for the self-driving autonomous cars. Yeah, so Waymo is recalling 1,200 vehicles because they're smashing through gates and road barriers. Can you imagine? Road closed, bridge out, and there goes Waymo barreling through.
Nothing will stop that car.
Next thing, you're like a scene out of the Blues Brothers.
I was thinking Dukes of Hazzard, but yeah, you're right.
Or Dukes of Hazzard. I'm telling you, I am not getting into Waymo. Hey, do you remember that we had the audio? Andrew, see if you can find the audio quickly. We had the Waymo audio. A guy got into a Waymo to go to the airport. He missed his flight. I think it was San Francisco. Guy gets in a Waymo self-driving car to go to the airport to catch a flight, and he kept driving in circles in the parking lot at the hotel where he was picked up. And he had to call them up. Help, stop the car. Stop the car. It was just driving in circles. Is this the audio?
It might be.
Hang on a minute.
Can't get out the car.
Yeah.
Has this been hacked? What's going on? I feel like I'm in the movies.
All right, roll back to the beginning.
All right.
Yeah, we played this I don't know. We played this, hang on a second. Andrew put it up on 19. Yeah, we played this I don't know, a couple of months ago.
Okay, why is this happening to me on a Monday? I'm in a Waymo car.
To rider support. This call
And
may be recorded for quality assurance.
this car is just going in circles.
Hi there, Mike. This is Gab. I'm calling from Waymo Support. I'm just calling because I received a notification that your car might be experiencing some routing issue. Please
Yeah.
bear with me while I am.
Yeah, I got a flight to catch. Why is this thing going in a circle? I'm getting dizzy. Look at what it's doing.
I understand. I'm really, really sorry, Mike. We're currently working with the situation of the vehicle. Is it circling around a parking lot, right?
It's circling around a parking lot. I got my seatbelt on. I can't get out the car. Has this been hacked? What's going on? I feel like
Smash the window and jump out.
Is somebody playing a joke on me? And I got a flight to
it's
catch.
not. I understand, Mike. I'm really sorry for this. We're working with this, but by any chance, do you have an access to your Waymo app right now? Do you have an app?
Yeah.
Okay. Now I'm gonna be pulling the car over while we are trying to assist the car.
Yeah.
Hold on just a second.
Oh my goodness. I just better not be late for the flight.
Yeah.
You guys are going to take care of the flight.
Yeah, he missed his flight.
That part.
I'm really
Yeah.
so sorry.
Yeah, because this is crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy you got in the damn car in the first place, Mike.
I apologize. If you have your app pulled up, I need you to tap my trip in the lower left corner of your app.
Can't you just do it? You should be able to handle it. Take over the car. You don't need my phone.
Car's gonna drive to the hotel lobby next.
Of the car.
Oh
Mike,
my
I'm really so
gosh.
sorry about this.
Well, can you
I'm
stop
pulling
this
the
car?
over. I am trying
My
to pull
goodness.
it over right now. Apologies.
There have been stories where like people are in the Waymo and they go to the airport and their luggage is in the trunk.
The car takes off.
the car takes off with their luggage in the trunk.
Just peels out.
It sits there. Hey! My luggage is in the trunk.
Slow down.
All right. I'm telling you right now, you're an idiot if you get into a Waymo.
Listen,
That's all I'm saying.
it's a new technology. I didn't know Waymo uses exclusively Jaguar vehicles.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
They signed a contract to buy 20,000 Jaguar I-Pace all-electric SUVs
Yeah.
for their fleet.
Must have got a good deal on those.
They must have.
Yeah.
Nobody else is buying them.
Those must not be selling. That's what I'm thinking. Wow. All right. And speaking of driving through barricades, I love this. In Tennessee.
Tennessee.
Did you get an email, someone asking?
Yes.
What did you get? Hurry up.
A couple days ago, I got a text message from a listener who asked why, when you say Tennessee, you and I go back and forth 2 or 3 times. And I had to tell him why.
Because of the
Arrested Development song, Tennessee.
There's an Arrested Development song. Man, I used to love Mr. Wendell. Remember Mr. Wendell?
Good song.
That was a great song. Whatever happened to? I guess Arrested Development had
Arrests. They were arrested.
They were arrested,
Yeah.
and it stunted their development. Yeah. So, Andrew, do you have Tennessee? Do you have the song? I guess we're not. Andrew's like he's gonna have to play it off of YouTube. I guess it's not in the system. But listen to this: a Tennessee driver ignored road work blockades, got stuck in concrete. You know, who are the idiots? Road closed, do not enter. And the guy says, that doesn't apply to me. Oh, there was a woman recently. There was like a street fair. Did you see the woman? She was like, I guess there were warnings. Do not park on the street. The road's going to be blocked off. We're having a whole street fair. And I can't remember where this was, but it's the last week. And this young woman, she gets locked into her like apartment complex area, and there's a whole street fair. The roads are closed, and she decides that she's going to leave anyway. And she's driving like through the tents and everything in the middle of the street. As all the vendors are there, the cops try to stop her. They're like, stop, stop, stop. And they finally yank her out of the car that she's eating pavement. All right, you got Tennessee for me? All right, roll it, Andrew. Here we go. This is a story from Tennessee.
Tennessee.
That's why we're doing it.
We should actually stop doing it and just have that audio clips. Whenever you say Tennessee, just hit the
You know what?
song.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah, we'll just get the intro. That's a good idea.
Full of good
So
ideas.
Wednesday, Tennessee Department of Transportation
Tennessee. Oh, we weren't doing it.
took to Facebook to remind drivers, why don't you adhere to work zone signage and blockades? Yeah, guy drove a pickup truck through a barricade, ended up completely submerged in wet concrete as they were like pouring new concrete lanes.
All right. What's submerged? Like up to his wheels, or like he was like up to his neck?
Yeah, completely, like halfway up the wheels, all the way around the vehicle. I mean, stuck. There was no getting out of this damn thing. What a schmuck on wheels. I mean, literally schmuck on wheels. 6:55, early morons of the news on the MJ Morning Show. 7 o'clock hour starts next. Oh, do you remember the crazy obituary I had yesterday?
Mm-hmm.
There's a follow-up. I just found this out. There's an unbelievable follow-up to the guy Gary who died and then had pre-written his funny obituary.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know this until last night. There's a total update on this. You got to hear it. So stand by. Next. And the 7 o'clock hour means another $1,000 on the way in just a bit here on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. Stand by. $119 gets you 3 rooms of carpet cleaned. You want a deal? You want a bargain? You want your home spotless? School's almost out. With that, why don't you get the dirt and disgusting filth and muck out of your house as well? I'm not talking about getting your filthy, mucky kids out of the house for summertime. They're going to be hanging around a lot. No, but seriously, get your carpets cleaned with Zero Res. Zero Res Carpet and Air Duct Cleaning has a great offer right now. They, with their amazing electrolyzed water process, they use ZR water. It is different than the other carpet cleaning companies because the other carpet cleaning companies leave a residue because they use soaps and chemicals and shampoos, and that leaves a residue. That attracts dirt faster. So Zero Res gets your carpets cleaner, and they don't leave a residue. That's why it's called Zero Res. Get 3 rooms of carpet clean right now for just $119. Please mention the MJ Morning Show. ZeroResTampaBay.com. You can call them up. Phone numbers on the website, or you can book online. Always mention the MJ Morning Show. ZeroResTampaBay.com. Tell them MJ sent you. Steve and Elizabeth Holland are here to help. Don't get clobbered over the head just like that with high taxes when you retire. See, a lot of folks think, oh, I'm retiring, the taxes are going to go down. Oh, no, au contraire, mon frère. A lot of times, because of IRAs and 401ks, people have unexpected tax consequences. Do you have a mitigation plan? So when you work with Steve and Elizabeth Holland and they build you the full retirement plan, they build you the investment income strategy, putting together a portfolio to bring you an infusion of monthly income to replace your paycheck. They also do tax mitigation. A lot of other advisors or brokers, they say, oh, no, we don't do taxes. Well, if that's the case, then you ought to get the hell out of there because tax mitigation and planning is essential. The Hollands will meet with you. They'll answer all your questions. They'll build you an investment plan and a retirement plan complimentary. If you're currently with another broker or an advisor, get a second opinion. Go to askthehollands.com, askthehollands.com, and tell them MJ sent you. 6:58, traffic's on. Let's grab Shriner with the latest MJ Morning Show back in just a minute. $1,000 on the way in just a bit. And also at about 7:26, an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ. No music, no commercials, just an hour and 20 minutes plus of nonstop content. Hey, Michelle, Fester's out of the room. He's a freaking mess. He is an absolute mess. Fester has left the room because his phone has 2% left. And he doesn't have a charger. I don't have a charger with me because I make sure that my phone is at 100% when I leave the house. So Fester's got to go downstairs to the parking lot. That's an exercise in huffing and puffing. You know, he's going to come back all out of breath. Mm-hmm. So literally a minute ago, he leaves the studio. I got to go down to the car. No one's got a phone charger. I got to charge my phone. Got 2% left. So now Fester's in the parking lot, charging his phone. I mean, late today, crumpled up. He still had pillow-like indentation marks on his face. He just rolled out of bed, showed up 3 minutes late to the show today because he can't find his key card. So he was stuck out in the lobby for apparently 5 minutes waiting for some, latecomer to some morning show here in the building to show up to let him in.
Well, luckily, he's irreplaceable.
What a mess. You're not going to believe this. And this was not in the original item that I had. I saw the story about this guy that died in Indiana, Lafayette, Indiana. We did this at this time yesterday. And, man, what a difference 24 hours makes because there's a whole new twist to the story, which I did not know. I just stumbled across, I can't remember whether it was Reddit or what, about, hey, man, this is a really funny obituary. And a guy wrote his own comedic obituary. He died on May. He died in early May. And the obituary was published online on, like, legacy.com. I think, it was legacy.com. And the guy had, like, this 5-page obituary. And had all kinds of funny stuff about, all the incidents and accidents, him getting bashed in the head playing Little League when he was a kid. Then as an adult, a huge concrete line safe. Yes. I guess maybe he was like pushing it upstairs or something. The safe then came crashing down and he was shoved down 19 stairs and a concrete line safe fell on top of him.
I mean, the guy skirted death like 10 times.
Guess what? This is what I didn't know. This is the update on the story. Do you know how the guy died? Because all I found was the funny, humorous obituary that he'd written for himself.
Mm-hmm. No.
Do you know why the obituary was published? He died in a plane crash. He built a homemade, like, experimental plane in his garage, and he crashed it, and that's how he died. I didn't know this. I thought it was just a funny bit, just to read the guy's funny obituary. But now we find out that, oh, my God, it's self-fulfilling. His whole obituary was about all of the crazy crap that happened to him through his life. And now he's finally gone, and he's gone because his little airplane that he built in his garage crashed.
This guy had a death wish his whole life.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Listen to this. So here's the update.
What was his name again?
It was Gary Wolflett. An Indiana man wrote a darkly funny obituary for himself, which was published after he died in a crash involving a homemade airplane. Gary Wolflett, 72, fatally crashed his self-made single-engine Express 2000 FT plane in Ohio on May 5th. And though he was perhaps not prepared for the accident, he was ready for the inevitable because WXIN television in Indiana reported, initially, I guess, on the funny obituary. I guess that's where the story started. It was released after he was killed in a plane crash in Ohio. Remember it started out, hello, I'm Gary. I'm completely dead now. I'm surprised that it took this long to happen. I had several close calls through my lifetime. I guess that I was just lucky that something didn't get me long before now. But the obituary doesn't mention that he died in a plane crash. You know what?
He didn't know that part.
Yeah, he didn't know that part. But is that a good idea? It just seems that every guy that builds a plane in their garage, they crash it. I mean, it just...
Not every guy, but...
It just seems that way.
It seems that way.
All right, did you find the news report?
This is from Channel 8.
This is Wish TV in Indiana.
All right, here we go.
All right, roll the audio here. Listen.
A West Lafayette man is dead.
Play. Why did it stop?
I don't know. It's buffering.
Oh, geez, buffering. What is this? Dial-up?
It needs to raise the price.
It just went
to the next story.
Went to the next story.
What crappy website this Wish has?
Well, go back and get the original thing.
How do I go back?
All right, listen, I'm just going to move on. All right. Do you have it or you don't have it?
I don't have it. It's
well, refresh.
Let me refresh.
Yeah, refresh and get the story again.
Is that the refresh?
No, that's bus fares increasing in Indianapolis. All right, forget it. Anyway, yeah, so the... Oh, is this it now?
I think I got it.
All right, hit play.
Is dead after crashing his plane in Ohio last night. 72-year-old Gary Wolfeld was the only person on board of the single-engine plane. Ohio State Police say it happened in Polk, about an hour south of Cleveland. And TSB tonight is investigating.
The horror hit that's been the surprise of the...
Did she say the horror hit?
They're talking about your movie Sinners.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Sinners was good. You know what? The further I get away from us seeing it, I think the more I'm starting to solidify the like for that movie.
She said horror hit.
It sounded like she said the whore hit is what it sounded like. All right. Gotta love a kindergartner that brings Jell-O shots for his fellow kindergartners, huh?
It seems like a food for kids.
God, this is happening more and more. What was the story we had recently?
The teacher bought them.
Was it a teacher?
Yeah.
Bring that up. We had a story recently where a teacher or a parent, it was a parent. I think it was a parent that brought in food for some kind of an event, and a parent brought in Jell-O shots. Go to news. Go to news and see if you can find the parent. Yeah, here we go. Texas mom charged after allegedly bringing vodka-spiked Jell-O shots to fifth grade school party. Yeah, that was 2 weeks ago. This is a fresh story. So we just did a story about Jell-O shots. Listen to the latest here. Pennsylvania kindergarten student handed out Jell-O shots to classmates. Yeah, Pennsylvania kindergarten student, investigation underway. The Greater Johnstown School District said a kindergarten student at the elementary school gave out alcohol in the form of small Jell-O cups. You know what happened? The mother or father had these things in the fridge.
Yeah.
And the kid packed them up in his little Scooby-Doo lunch pail.
I mean, the kid didn't bring a tray of them in for some end-of-the-year school party.
Yeah.
Did they bring just a bunch in their backpack and hand them out to
That's what I'm saying.
I know, I'm thinking.
These were in the fridge. I'm telling you what happened here. Yeah. Superintendent said staff, when they learned of the situation, kids were taken to the nurse's office for evaluation. EMS was called out of an abundance of caution. Some kids were taken to a local hospital. Parents notified, met first responders at the hospital. It's unclear how the student got the alcoholic Jell-O cups, but the district said that they're cooperating with authorities. I'm telling you right now, mom or dad had the Jell-O shots in their fridge. The kid said, oh, wow, look how colorful these little cups of Jell-O are, not knowing they're vodka infused.
Yeah, my buddy will enjoy this.
Yeah. Took the Jell-O shots out of the fridge. I'm telling you, I don't need to know. I don't need to investigate. I don't need to wait for the Pennsylvania authorities to give us an investigation. The kindergartners saw these good-looking little cups, very enticing. Oh, look, it's green, it's blue, it's yellow, it's red. Ooh, I'm going to take these little cups, put them in my little backpack or my, my lunch bag, and that's what happened. You know damn well that's what occurred.
I had a friend who had a problem with pineapple and Malibu, like pineapple Jell-O shots with Malibu, and he always made them and had them on hand. And he'd just shoot them back. He'd have dessert and drinks.
Yeah. Time for a little internal business here at the MJ Morning Show.
Uh-oh.
The dump button situation.
What a mess.
Oh, my God. Folks, you're going to love this.
I don't really know how radio stations operate, but this just seems like a cluster.
We now have to do a weekly dump button test, and they're trying to play it off like we were always supposed to do it. Except Andrew has been with our company, Beasley, since 2015, since they bought it. Actually, it was late 2014. Beasley bought the Tampa stations from CBS Radio.
Was it a trade or a buy?
I think there was a cash and trade. I don't remember what yes, Andrew.
When did you begin in radio? What year?
I began in radio in 1982 at the age of 16. at WCPK, 1600 Chesapeake, Virginia.
I began many years after you in 89.
Right.
Fester, do you remember, what year did you begin?
I don't know.
96 is when you joined the MJ Morning Show.
So let's go at 95.
Okay, 95 is when you became an intern first, right?
Yes.
At the Power Pig. All right.
Idiots.
Yes, what are you trying to say, Andrew?
Decades for all of us.
Right.
Never heard of this before.
Yeah. All right. So here's the deal. Let me fill you in on what's going on, and then we're going to perform the first weekly dump test live on the MJ Morning Show right now.
Really?
Yes. I'm going to explain in a minute. Here's what happened. We had a profanity go over. I hit the dump button. I bring down the phone. The dump button didn't work. And I'm looking at the device. There are 2 red lights on my dump button. There's a half and a full. If I go ahead and I push the button once, it does half. It shaves 5 seconds off. If I push the button twice, it takes 10 seconds off the delay. So if someone curses or let's say, Fester says something, I dump it. He says it again, I dump it.
Yeah.
Then I'm flying without a net. Guess what? We were flying for apparently months and months and months and months without a net because the delay unit was not hooked up.
I think it was like August, right?
I don't, something
when
crazy.
When did we get hit with the lightning
We
bolt?
had a huge lightning strike. It busted some equipment. All kinds of rewiring had to occur.
But that was before the hurricanes.
And for whatever reason, our dump button was not active. So I've got this pretty little box that says Air Tools by Symmetrics, and I've got a red button that says dump. I've got pretty little red LEDs that show that. So I'm pushing the button. The lights are operating, but that's it. It was just a pretty button that did nothing.
Now, I will say this. MJ,
Michelle, you find this funny?
I'm entertained by it because, I was one of the ones that you were supposed to be dumping.
I want to acknowledge this.
Yes.
Many of our listeners contacted us over this time and would say, hey, the dump button, and I would say, are you listening on like Alexa?
Because a lot of times people would confuse. Because if you listen on the stream, if you're listening to, let's say, MJTV live on YouTube, the dump doesn't work there. We don't care about that. The stream, so if you're listening to any of the streaming outlets, because we're on the iHeart app, we're on the TuneIn app, we're on the Odyssey app, the MyQ105 app. If you go to mjmorningshow.com, the upper right-hand corner, there's a Listen Live button. Those don't dump, so you get all the sorted crap that might get dumped on air. Right. So on air means listening on a conventional regular radio in your car or at
work,
home, a regular FM radio tuned to 104.7 FM. From a federal regulation, FCC standpoint, that's the only place we really need to worry about cutting the profanity out. Now, also, there have been rulings and even a Supreme Court ruling that a caller with a fleeting mention, a caller that has a fleeting curse, that the broadcaster is not really held responsible for that. And there's Supreme Court rulings to back us up on that. Still, we want to cut the profanity out.
Yes.
However, for quite some time, when I would push the button, nothing happened.
Yes, the state of New York.
Zero.
The state of New York against Baba Booey. Yes,
right.
We have case law.
All right, so here's the deal. So after I discovered, because I called it, I sent out an email to like all the management. It's like, guys, I'm telling you right now, the dump button ain't working. All right? The program out audio from this crapbag console is not going through the delay machine. And it turns out I was 100% right. Just like the kindergartner saw the cute colored Jell-O shots in the fridge and brought him to school. All right? Don't screw with an MJ investigation. So guess what? After that, an email goes out seemingly putting the blame on us that we were doing the weekly dump tests.
The weekly
what?
Dump-
This is the first time. So I started almost 5 years ago with Fester.
Yes.
Right? We came back October 5th of 2020.
Right.
So the MJ Morning Show returned here to Q105, 104.7 FM on October 5th of 2020. No one ever told us about a weekly dump test. Not verbally, not in written form. There is no mention of this in any employee handbook, nothing. Andrew has been with the company since 2014 in the form of Beasley. But then prior to that, Andrew, you were with CBS for how many years prior to when Beasley's bought this in late 14?
Let's see. I got fired by Clear Channel in about 07.
All right. So you were about 7 years with CBS.
Yeah.
All right. And you never heard of any weekly dump tests with either company?
Never.
All right. Then an email goes out. It's kind of like putting the blame on us. You guys weren't doing the weekly dump test. Give me a break. All right. Listen to this. Hi, team. It has come to our attention that weekly dump button checks are not being performed by on-air staff. This is a critical compliance requirement, and we must ensure that the dump function is tested in every on-air studio at least once per week. We recently experienced an incident that could have been avoided had these checks been done. What the hell?
What? Idiot.
What are you saying?
Oh my God.
Suddenly it's like this is like the
You're
biggest
blaming us?
this is the biggest CYA cover your ass email. The weekly out of nowhere. Oh, we better put out an email. Oh, they're not doing the weekly dump button check. All right, so
It's like they made it up on the spot.
So that's what it's seriously. That's what it's like. Exactly. All right. So to go into new compliance, let's do the weekly dump button test right now.
Because we want to be compliant.
Oh, yes.
Doesn't once a week
You know what?
seem like
My middle name is compliance.
it is.
All right. So here we go. It's 7:18.
All right.
Friday. All right, so let's do our weekly dump button test. I thought, we're gonna alter this up, and I thought I would start by singing a little like a childhood like nursery rhyme song, so everyone knows the words, and you'll be able to hear if it jumps, right?
Yeah, because it'll pick up a couple of verses down
All
the
right, you ready? Are you ready? I'm gonna do Twinkle Twinkle Little Star.
Is it long enough?
Yeah, it should be.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
How much are you dumping? Like
I'll dump 5 seconds.
Okay.
So you ought to hear, and I need people to call up. So once you hear the dump, if you're listening on 104.7 FM, you got to be listening on the regular radio. I need you to call us right away, 800-990-1047, and tell us if the dump worked. This is a test. This is only a test of the weekly MJ Morning Show dump button. Here we go. So if you hear the dump, if you hear the singing of Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star Disrupted, when I hit the dump button, tell me if it worked, all right? So you call us right away, 800-990-1047, 800-990-1047. Here we go. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. All right, I did a dump in that.
Oh my God.
All right, so hold on, Michelle, why are you looking at me?
I can't believe how strange you sound singing or reading.
Hold on, why are you giving me a death stare, Michelle?
I mean,
I'm horrified by that version, that rendition that you just did.
That was awful.
And also the fact that you have the lyrics printed out in front of you, that you're reading them.
Right. For people who don't know, he's reading it off of a sheet of paper. Who doesn't know Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star? You sounded like it was play day at the special needs class. I mean, you did not sound right.
I don't know what's going on over there.
Every line is lit. Every line has lit up here. All right, let me go to phones. Let me grab line 4. Hi, good morning, MJ Morning Show. Who's this?
This is Judy, and I heard the dump.
All right, what did it sound like? What did it jump to? It jumped from one thing to another, right?
It jumped from one part of the song to another part of the song.
All right, so you absolutely heard the dump.
I did.
So it is your opinion that the weekly dump test was successful?
Yes, it was successful.
All right,
fantastic.
Judy, how awful was MJ singing?
Well, it was not the greatest, but I can't sing very well either.
All right,
fantastic. Thank you, Judy. All right, let me grab line 6. Hi, good morning. Who's this?
This is Lee.
Lee, did the dump work according to your ears?
Yes, it did.
All right, fantastic. All right, I think, let's see, Jim here. Every line's ring. I'm just going to take Jim. Last call. Jim, did it work?
It worked well.
All right. Do you know what did it jump from? Was it very obvious that I hit a dump?
Oh yeah, because it went right into. You started singing and it stopped and went right into the star.
Okay, gotcha.
Good jump.
Okay, thank you, Jim. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the weekly dump test that was just invented out of nowhere was successful. Here on the MJ Morning Show. You know, we ought to take requests from listeners on what we should do for the weekly dump test.
I mean, we could do the alphabet. We could do numbers. We could do prime number. I mean, we could do so many things.
All right, 7:22 at the MJ Morning Show. We'll give away the first $1,000 next. Oh, you got to hear about the disgusting boyfriend. The disgusting boy. This woman gave this boyfriend an ultimatum, a disgusting boyfriend habit. You got to hear this among a jillion other things, and your chance to win the $1,000 all next here on the MJ Morning Show on Q105 104.7 FM. Hey, Veterans Ford wants you to know that employee pricing is in effect, but for a limited time. Hurry. Whatever you do, do not miss out on employee pricing. Hey, this is Friday. Today, this weekend, it's a great time to go buy a new car. And you're going to get employee pricing, meaning you will pay for the new Ford you get at Veterans Ford. You'll pay less than dealer cost. Because any Ford employee gets something called the A plan. It's Ford employee pricing, and Ford has made this available to all Americans. Why? Because of the uncertainty with car pricing and the tariffs and what it's going to do, with all kinds of foreign parts that are, even with vehicles made in America, you have all kinds of parts that do come from Canada, Mexico, and other parts of the world. Go get employee pricing. Why should you get it at Veterans Ford? It's the experience. They treat you well. It's like a family experience. You're going to love Veterans Ford. They got the best Ford service department in town. If you need great Ford service, it's Veterans Ford. Great pre-owned selection. Veterans Ford, Veterans Expressway, and Linebaugh. And tell them that MJ sent you. Westfall Roofing, my roofing company. That's really all you need to know. That when I need roofing work done at my house, and I'm a pretty picky stickler, when I need roofing work done, it's Westfall. If a leak develops, listen, your roof is just looking like crap, call Westfall. You know that the average life expectancy for a roof here in Florida, 15 to 20 years. Are you in that zone? Or maybe you had hurricane damage. Maybe you're having some manifestations now. We just had a whole bunch of rain. Maybe there's residual damage. Maybe some leaks popped up. If you need any roofing repair or you need a new roof, you want Westfall. Westfallroofing.com. Name one of the best places to work in the Tampa Bay area. That's a culture thing. So if everyone's happy working at Westfall, you're just going to get a great happy crew. For your roofing needs, westfallroofing.com. Please tell them that MJ sent you. Making a move, don't mess it up. You have enough to worry about because you're moving. You don't need to worry about hiring a crappy moving company, and that's my job here. My job is to make sure that you don't hire a crappy moving company. So get a hold of twocollegebrothers.com and avoid crappy movers. They're out there. You'll get a great quote from twocollegebrothers.com. They will stick with that quote. It's not going to be some crazy moving target where they're going to try to jam up the price mid-move. You're going to get a trained crew that's been highly background checked. Yeah, you're not going to have, convicted felons, unbeknownst to you, moving all your furniture, maybe going through your drawers, maybe touching your bras and panties and stuff, and maybe trying to pilfer jewelry. It's not going to happen. You've got a great, trained, a reliable, trustworthy crew. Get a great quote, get a great move. If it's you or somebody else, you on twocollegebrothers.com. Twocollegebrothers.com. Mention me, MJ. Get free moving boxes. Twocollegebrothers.com, the smartest move you'll ever make. Traffic's on at 7:26. We're back with an hour and 20 minutes nonstop MJ next.
Pinellas County, we have an accident on...
Oh, man, I pulled a phenomenal old phone call bit after being reminded by a listener. I searched for it. I found it. I've got to try to find the listener's name. Oh, here it is. It is from Rich in Land O'Lakes. Oh, man, Fester, I've got a classic old call that the listener heard me mention something and said, oh, man, you got to play this phone call.
Okay.
So what did I mention? What triggered Rich in Land O'Lakes? We'll find out in minutes. Let me just get to the boyfriend thing, and then we'll move into that. This is terrible. This is awful. Are you aware of this terminology? Guys that live the urban wild man lifestyle? Yeah, exactly. Michelle, your mic was off, but what did you say?
What?
Yeah, exactly.
The urban wild man lifestyle.
Yeah, have you ever heard of the urban wild man lifestyle?
I haven't, because I'm none of those things.
The urban wild, well, no, you're actually, you do this, but you just don't use the terminology. It comes down to personal hygiene problems.
Oh, well, then maybe I am.
Oh, maybe you do too, MJ.
Yes. Oh, people hate when you call me MJ.
Todd.
Stop.
Yeah.
No, it's the MJ Morning Show.
I
don't want to confuse everybody.
I know.
Stop mentioning that, Todd.
All right. So
let's not use our governments, okay?
This 35-year-old woman by the name of Deborah Porto, she ended a relationship with a guy she was dating. The guy identified and described himself as an urban wild man. So what does that mean? It's like an au natural lifestyle, and essentially it casts normal hygiene routines out the window, or as some people say, the window, out the window. Do you know people that say window instead of window? How about Tuesday? Once you hear this, you'll never unhear this. I say Tuesday. It's Tuesday. Listen for the people, or if you're watching TV, listen for the people that say Tuesday. It's a ton of people. Instead of saying Tuesday, they'll say Tuesday. Listen for it, and you will not be able to unhear it, I promise.
I had a teacher that said window.
Window.
And then instead of window sill,
yeah,
she said seal.
Oh,
so it's a window seal.
Really?
I'm like, what the hell's that?
What's that? Oh.
Put it on the window seal.
Guess what? If you want a good window seal, you get a hold of WeatherTight Windows and WeatherTight Mike. That's who you get a hold of for your windows and door replacements.
No, if you want a window seal, you call
All right. So urban wild man, just for the heck of it, is anyone listening right now that knows somebody that adheres to this lifestyle? So what are the normal routine hygiene activities that are cast aside? The guy was deodorant free, would not wear deodorant. That's number one. He only showered once a week.
Once a week.
So those are two components of the urban wild man. No deodorant use and only showering once a week.
So on Netflix this week, there's the Untold series is focusing on the Liver King.
What the hell's that?
Do you remember this guy?
What?
He was a viral sensation for a while.
Right.
And he would only eat meat, and he would always say his body's au natural, and he never showered, and he stunk, and he reeked. And
this is on Netflix?
It was all a ruse. I mean, he was on steroids, and it was a fake empire that he built. But I remember he did an interview with somebody. It might have been with Rogan or something. And he comes into the studio, and Rogan's like, dude, you stink. you really, wow, you are really pungent. And they're sitting across from each other. And the guy's like, dude, this is how a man should smell.
What?
We shouldn't be putting chemicals on our body.
So wait, there's a series, there's a documentary on Netflix?
It's like the unraveling of the conspiracy that the Liver King perpetrated. He sold a bunch of supplements, and for a while he was like,
but it was an act?
It was maybe 3/4 of an act.
All right, does anyone listening know one of these urban wild men that will not use deodorant and only showers once a week? Eventually it became so much of a problem. I want to know, how long did this 35-year-old woman, how long did she put up with this?
I would put up with it for 0 dates. The minute you find out that there's no deodorant being used and that the showering is only happening once a week, peace out, buddy. Bye.
Didn't you smell this on? Or you know what? Maybe the date was right after the first shower of the week.
Yeah, so she only saw them like, Sunday afternoons.
Yeah. Or what if you got into a cycle early on where the showers were around daytime, so he didn't reek? Maybe he wasn't all ripe yet. So she said in time it became a problem, started to affect the relationship, and that was it. The strong odor and lack of basic self-care became a major issue. The lack of deodorant and showering is one thing, but also explained when this guy did shower, he refused to use shampoo or soap.
Just get wet with the water.
He would go for days without brushing his teeth because he believed the body self-regulates.
Yeah, I'm an urban wild man. That's right.
Well, listen, dogs are not using Crest
Think about
on a daily basis.
Think about how bad.
I'd like to train my dog to brush their teeth. Yeah,
I don't know how they could hold it, right? Think about how bad George Washington smelled. I mean,
well, how about any of them? Don't
You
single
name-
out just George.
No, we'll single out George.
How about Alexander Hamilton? How about Thomas Jefferson?
Oh,
How
Jefferson.
about Benjamin Franklin?
Franklin.
I bet you Franklin, it's a pit stank beyond belief.
No, he had all those French perfumes at the parties he went to.
Yeah.
Franklin probably smelled the best. But yeah, actually, think about it. Maybe people who lived 75 years ago. Think about how bad they stunk.
Oh, yeah.
Just reeked. Everybody smells like pits, bits, and spits.
All right, so
gross.
Yeah.
urban wild man. That's where
it's too bad.
you don't shower, you don't brush your teeth, you don't use deodorant, and restraining calls. I don't know if we have any women. Any women ever have any encounters with the so-called urban wild man? Oh, I think this is a guy. Caesar's on the line from Spring Hill. But if any women, have you ever had an encounter with a guy that said, yeah, I'm an urban wild man? Or maybe he didn't use that terminology, but discussed that he only showers once a week, doesn't use deodorant, this whole body self-regulation thing. Let me see what Caesar wants in Spring Hill. Caesar, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hey, what's up, guys?
What's going on?
I know a lady, and I see her every weekend. She is pretty much the same. She doesn't believe in that. She really, really smells. Her body smells. She doesn't wear bra. She doesn't believe in none of that stuff.
Oh, wow.
And it's really bad.
I mean, to the point where how close do you get to her when suddenly you're affected by the odor?
I don't want to say who she is.
No. I didn't say that. I said, how close is it? How many feet do you have to get to her before you smell her?
There was we went into an office because I had to do something into the office, and I found her in that office, and the whole office smelled.
So she radiated it stunk up the whole office.
Yes. And she just doesn't believe in that. She doesn't believe in deodorant.
Well, what about her bosses? What about, or is she the owner of the company? Does she run
she's retired.
Oh, she retired. Oh, they probably retired her. Yeah.
I don't know, but she's retired.
All right, Caesar, thanks for the call. Let me grab another one here. Jackie in St. Pete Beach. Jackie, were you affected by the Publix and the CVS that burned down? Was that your shopping center?
It's down the street. I did hear about it.
Yeah, the Dolphin. Was it Dolphin Village, Fester?
Dolphin Village, yep.
Yeah, Dolphin Village. That plaza's been there forever.
Yeah, I know. Jackie, do you know somebody that has this issue?
Yes, I unfortunately have to admit I dated one.
Oh, you dated an urban wild man?
Yeah, it was back before they called themselves that.
What was it like?
This was the same guy. I called in a couple of months ago about the men wearing the bracelets on the arm.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
And this was the same guy. He said he only showered once a month, but I figured out that was BS. I looked in his shower. But it's so disgusting. He says he brushed his teeth, but when I went to kiss him, it was just, you could tell. I'm like, oh, is that your steak from last night?
Oh, no, stop. Oh, stop.
I don't know why people think this is such a good thing to do. It's unhygienic.
Yeah.
It's disgustingly it smells.
Yep.
And it's just, I don't know if they do it for attention.
I don't know.
That's another thing. I don't know.
Maybe they have mental problems or something. Thanks for calling in. Let me grab two more. I've got Jen in Tampa, then Anonymous in Sarasota. And then I've dug up some old crank calls at the behest of a listener. I'll tell the whole story in just a second. Let me grab Jen in Tampa. You're up. Hey, Jen.
Hi.
Oh, and don't worry, folks. In just a short amount of time, I'll tell you when to call in for the next $1,000 with the ATMJ. At any minute, we'll do ATMJ. All right, Jen, what's up?
How do you tell them that they smell like Badoosie?
Yeah. Well, listen, you just got to tell them, or you break it off. Have you had this encounter? Have you ever had this problem, Jen?
There's a guy at my, well, there's multiple guys. But there's a guy, one specifically at my job, that he just makes the whole office stink. Like, he smells like he rolled in dog shit. And
oh, hey, dump button test. All right, look at that. We just tested. It's the second weekly test for the dump button.
Jen, you could have gone with any other word but that one.
Yeah. You say, Jen, you just say dog poop. Don't say dog bleep, okay?
Got it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's too late
well,
now.
listen, she's Gen Z. How old are you?
36.
Oh, 36. So millennial.
Yeah.
Millennial, yeah. All right. So well, listen, in your office, someone's got to tell, like HR or one of the bosses needs to tell this guy, you smell like dog poop. You got to do something. You're offending everyone in the office. You know what? Give me the address. I'll go in there. We'll bring a camera crew. I'll do it, and I'll put it on my Instagram. I'll go in there and tell him he smells.
That should be a service we offer.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Stink busters.
Yeah, stink busters.
Yeah.
And then I post the videos on my Instagram.
Yeah, you and I roll up on the scene.
Yeah. At Certified MJ Radio. Give me a follow. All right, Jen, thanks for the call. All right, one more anonymous. Then, man, I haven't heard these calls in years. What? I'll tell you in a second. Anonymous Sarasota, go ahead.
Yes, I work at a Walmart, and there are several associates who don't bathe. I had mentioned it to the team leads and the coaches a few times, and they said they would address the issues, but they haven't, so I just steer clear of them because I don't want to pass out.
You know, they could just go to the pharmacy area where the personal care goods are. You've got aisles of stuff to clean them up, you know?
Yeah, I know, but apparently they don't care, MJ. I mean, I bathe every day. I have to. I also brush my teeth to wash my hair.
Oh, yeah, what a concept. Bathing and brushing your teeth every day, you know?
Yeah, but they don't care about that, and I don't want to be around them.
All right, Anonymous, thank you very much for phoning in. All right, these calls are hysterical. I forgot how funny these were. And I want to thank a listener by the name of Rich in Land O'Lakes. So this caught my attention. He sends me an email to mj@mjmorningshow.com. So, folks, if you ever want to get a hold of me, my private personal email is mj@mjmorningshow.com. It's my private email. I'm the only one that sees it. If you have any content, hot tips, any gossip, anything we need to know, if you want to tell us something and remain anonymous, just anything you think we need to know, anything great for the show, you can always email me, mj@mjmorningshow.com. So I get this. Oh, by the way, we're getting confirmation that the dump button worked again.
Okay, good.
So look at that. We did twice the required weekly dump button tests this week. We did twice what was required with this suddenly out of nowhere dump button test. All right, so I get an email from Rich in Land O'Lakes, and the subject line is purple dishwasher dumbass.
Oh, no.
Fester, does that ring a bell?
Yes.
MJ, since you're buying a new dishwasher, special order a purple one like Mrs. Dumas. Dumbass. And while you're at it, can you play this absolutely classic call? Rich in Land O'Lakes. Yeah, he says crotchety call, but it wasn't a crotchety. It was not a crotchety call.
It was a live call.
So it was. So here's the deal. Before the FCC cracked down on making crank calls, we were out of control. All right. So we had multiple. You know what? I think I'm going to bring some of these back, like classic rewinds, because they're really, really funny.
I remember everything about the setup for this and how it went down.
Well, the recent setup is that Michelle and I were discussing on the show, I think last week, how our 20-year-old Asco dishwasher has finally died. We tried putting some new parts in it, and it's just not working. So we have to buy a new dishwasher. I think, Michelle, you've settled on like a middle line Bosch.
Yes.
So I think we're going to go with the Bosch dishwasher. Just got to find a place that I can get a good deal. Anybody want to sell me a Bosch dishwasher? Let me know. Send me an email, mj@mjmorningshow.com. So here's the deal. This guy, Rich, hears the dishwasher chatter and says, oh, man, we triggered him. And he remembered the purple dishwasher call. So this was when a commercial was running.
It was an A&W commercial.
Yeah, there was an A&W commercial running, and a guy goes in for a job interview, and the boss that's interviewing the guy's name is Dumas, Dumas, French name, which in French it would be Dumas. But, in America we say Dumas. But the guy in the job interview, it was an A&W root beer commercial. The guy in the interview keeps calling Mr. Dumas Mr. Dumbass. All right? Here's the commercial. Listen to this.
Mr. Dumbass, I can bring a lot to Dumbass and Dumbass. I'm a go-getter. Dumbass material all the way. So, am I your man, Mr. Dumbass?
The name is Dumas.
That's pretty thick-headed, but nothing compared to the rich, thick, frosty mug taste of an A&W root.
All right, so that was hysterical.
Great commercial.
Yeah, so this is back in like the late 90s. So I saw the commercial. It's hysterical. I decide to look up. Remember when you could go to whitepages.com in the early days of the internet? So I look up Dumas's.
We found them from all over the country.
Exactly.
And usually they were like an hour or two back, so they would be like asleep.
So we call these Dumas's, and I'm stealing the bit from the A&W commercial, and we want to call them, Dumbass instead of Dumas. And one was I called about a delivery, and unbelievably, the Dumas that I called wasn't expecting an appliance delivery of a new dishwasher. So this is the purple dishwasher phone call. Yes, is this the Dumbass residence?
Yes, it is.
Hi there. I need to schedule the delivery, please.
What kind of delivery? Oh, about the dishwasher?
Yes.
Oh, you called me kind of early.
Yeah, I know we're. Oh, yeah, it's real early, but we get our schedules going early. Now, is this Mrs. Dumbass or Mrs.
Yes, it's Mrs. Dumas.
Dumbass?
Yes.
All right. Well, right. Yeah, I got that. Now, Mrs. Dumbass, when did you order this dishwasher?
When did I order?
Yeah.
I don't know now. You don't woke me up. I don't know, but
I'm sorry.
It's about a week.
All right, Mrs. Dumbass. All right. We'll call you back when you wake up.
I'm woke.
All right, and this is Mrs. Dumbass.
Yes.
All right. Well, Mrs. Dumbass, hang on a sec. Let me talk to my delivery man, okay?
Okay.
Hang on.
7 o'clock. My goodness.
Mrs. Dumbass?
Yes.
All righty. What time would you like us to deliver that dishwasher?
Then when today?
Well, you tell me when.
Well, the lady called and said you were coming the first of the month.
Oh, no,
but you can come anytime.
I was going to try and drop it off a little early for you.
Well, you don't come today?
Yeah, if you want.
Okay.
All right, now you got the purple one, right? The special order.
What you mean, purple one?
I got a special order purple dishwasher.
No purple dishwasher. I got a white dishwasher with a chrome front.
No, I got purple. Mrs. Dumbass gets a purple dishwasher.
No, you got that wrong. I'm getting that, no. It's stainless steel, a drawer. It's a drawer dishwasher.
But this is Mrs. Dumbass, right?
Dumas.
Yeah, Dumbass.
Yeah, but I ain't got no purple dishwasher.
All right, let me get back to you on this.
Yeah, you do that.
Bye.
What a sweet lady.
Did you hear the S-bomb at the end there?
What a sweet old lady.
So just unbelievably, I'm just calling, and she said, oh, the delivery for the dishwasher.
You bet.
I just walked right into it. I'm like, oh, yeah, the dishwasher. Then I turned it into the purple dishwasher. So Rich and Land O'Lakes, there you go. And there was another, I'll play a bonus, then we'll give away the money. So here's a bonus for you. So then I called another Dumbass, and this was about a sofa delivery.
Hello?
Yes, good morning. Is this the Dumbass residence?
It is.
Mrs. Dumbass?
Yes.
Hi there. I'm scheduling the sofa delivery for later today.
I don't have no sofa coming here.
Oh, yeah, I got it right here.
No. I didn't order a sofa and I didn't buy a sofa.
Is this the Dumbass residence?
This is the Dumas residence. It's not dumbass. D-U-M-A-S. It's a French name, and it's pronounced Dumas.
Oh,
So who is this calling?
This is Freddie from Sofa Delivery USA.
Well, I'm sorry you got the wrong number and the wrong Dumas family.
I thought it was Dumbass.
What address do you have there?
Oh, it's 1412 Flacca.
Well, this is Drive.
Right, and this is the Dumbasses, though, right?
Would you please pronounce the name correctly?
What's that? Dumbass.
I'm not a dumbass. I'm a Dumas.
She caught on right away.
All right. And then, when I was searching for those, I forgot about the middle of the night classified calls. Do you remember those?
Yes.
You know what? Next week, I'm going to roll out some of these classics. I forgot all about these. We went through the classified ads online, except we were calling at 7 a.m. our time.
Was this like when Craigslist was in its infancy and we could you had the front page was all the cities?
Yeah,
and we could pick Los Angeles. We could pick Las Vegas.
Yeah, I think it might have been. Anyway,
Yeah.
we went through classifieds, and we would call at 7 o'clock our time here on the East Coast, and we were calling places on the West Coast. So we were calling them about their classified ad for some item they were selling at 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning out west. And some of those are absolutely hysterical. All right, 7:51. Let's give away the cash right now. We have the ATMJ. Let's do it. Spitting out the cash. Let's go. It's the ATMJ. We're giving away $40,000 over 2 weeks. Today's Friday, so this is the last day of the first week. So after today, in the 9 o'clock hour, we'll have given away $20,000 this week, and then we crank it all up again next week. So another $20,000 next week. 40 listeners, $1,000 apiece, $40,000 in cash, local only MJ Morning Show listeners. And you hear every single winner live on the air. All right, let's go with caller 50 right now, 800-990-1047, 800-990-1047, caller 50, caller 50. Just know who won the 1,000 last hour. You always need to know the first name of the previous hour's winner. So who was it? Be caller 50 right now, and you'll win the next $1,000. If you're like, I don't know who won last hour, well, listen now, and then you'll be able to call next hour because you'll know who's going to win in just a matter of minutes. 800-990-1047, 800-990-1047. We'll get to caller 50 in just a matter of moments. All right, we have a new text warning. Do not use, again, these text abbreviations. We've gone through variations of this story, but what's different is now it's been determined the most hated text response that you can give somebody. The most hated. Do you know what it is? Michelle or Fester? Most hated text response. Somebody texts you, you respond. This is number one. Most hated.
Is it like a yep? Yep.
You're close, but
The thumbs up.
Nope. No, it's not emoji. I hate emojis. I don't use emojis, but I'm not an emoji user.
It's not the K.
What?
The K? The dismissive K? Not even okay.
What is it?
K?
That is correct.
Okay.
Yep.
K.
Dude, you got it.
K.
Yeah. So the most hated text response is just
K.
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 The letter K, as in you're too lazy to even add another letter and make it okay. You're just sending the K. That is the most hated. That is the worst text message that you can send. And apparently it makes people angry. So people that get just the K are angered by that response.
It's so dismissive.
It shows disinterest, dismissiveness,
Yeah.
that you're rude, detached, and you can only send back K. So just a heads up on this.
Okay is an acknowledgement,
Yeah.
but K is like, pff.
Yeah. And listen, okay or OKAY, a lot of people don't even like that. That it's also kind of dismissive, and should you text a little bit more than just okay. Other very unpopular responses are sure, S-U-R-E, cool, also LOL, and also the question mark. Like when somebody writes you something and then you can't figure it out or you don't want to figure it out, and you send a question mark. So heads up. So the K or even the KK. Some people do the KK. Yeah. So,
what do they have, a stutter?
Yeah, people hate that crap. MJ Morning Show. Good morning. Who is this?
Cynthia.
Cynthia. My name is MJ.
Yes.
You're calling the MJ Morning Show. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Are you calling to win the purple dishwasher?
No, I'm calling to win the $1,000.
Oh. And Cynthia, where are you calling from?
Well, I'm headed to work, the Crab Hut.
Hold on. You going where?
To the Crab Hut.
On
Gandy?
On Gandy?
No, on Martin Luther King.
So what city is that?
That's the Crab Shack.
Oh, yeah.
Tampa.
Oh,
no, Crab Hut.
Okay. No. We're talking about the one on Gandy. There's a Crab Shack on Gandy in St. Pete.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right. So Cynthia, you work at the Crab Hut on MLK in Tampa.
We don't want to confuse our crabs.
Hold on. You're heading in right now. What do you guys have, a crab omelet?
No, we don't cook. It's a fish market.
Oh, it's a fish. Oh, I got you. All right. So if I want some like Chesapeake Bay Blues, I can get them?
You can get some blue crabs.
Yeah,
but not at Chesapeake Bay.
Jumbos.
I call them Chesapeake Bay Blues.
You pull them out of the Gulf, right? I mean, or the Gulf of America.
Yeah, we have our own boats. We go out every day.
Oh, very
you get
nice.
local crabs.
Oh, that's fantastic.
I'm going to come by later and get a case of crabs from you.
Come on.
See Cynthia get crabs. All right, so I'm sorry.
That's all right.
You've heard all the
jokes.
jokes.
I don't have the crabs, but I got the crabs.
I got you.
That's what I've been telling people for years.
Cynthia, you're calling for the $1,000, right?
Yes.
Cynthia, you are caller 50. After all that, can you imagine if I said you're only 49? No, you are.
I would have to kill it. Yeah, I would have been really upset.
You'd have to kill me. You can go ahead and finish your sentence.
You can feed his body to the crabs.
Yeah, she's like James Comey. All right, so Cynthia, you're caller 50. Can you tell me who won the $1,000 last hour, and then you'll be the next $1,000 winner?
John?
That is correct. $1,000.
Yes. Sorry.
Oh, that's okay. No, we like excited winners. Hey, congratulations. Cynthia, is that the normal spelling?
Yes, C-Y-N-T-H-I-A.
One more time. Spell it again. C-Y.
C-Y-N-T-H-I-A. Cynthia.
Yep, Cynthia. All right, Cynthia, congratulations. You're the latest $1,000 winner. I'm going to pass you over to Andrew right now, and he'll tell you to get your $1,000.
Thank you.
Hey, thanks for listening, Cynthia. Look at that. Another winner. So we still have two more to give away. The 8 o'clock hour happens in 3 minutes, and then we'll do another $1,000 winner in the 8 o'clock hour coming up. You just got to know who just won. You got to know what her name is. Yeah, Fester's on the Googles right now.
I've driven by this place
Hut.
a bunch of times.
Oh, yeah?
Right near Pepin Distributing up there at MLK and 56.
Live crabs, fresh fish daily. Look at that.
Look at that, crabs.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that looks good.
Yeah, it really does.
Oh, the live crabs. Oh, man. Tell you what, growing up in Virginia Beach on the Chesapeake Bay, we used to drop the chicken backs on the string right off the pier, pull up those Lynn Haven Blues, the blue crabs that we called them Lynn Haven Blues from, Lynn Haven Inlet, Chesapeake Bay. And, we had the cooker in the back, water, beer, the Old Bay seasoning, the whole shebang, man.
That's awesome.
Little crab boil. Grew up on that crap. All right, 7:58 at the MJ Morning Show. Speaking of chicken, I'm almost reluctant to do this because I hate to feed into the Fester scam pile. How many stories have we done on this show where you're like, oh, man, that's a good one. Let me add that to my repertoire.
Listen, adding it to my repertoire is one thing. Acknowledging that it's a good scam is just acknowledgement. Listen, people have some good scams out there. And if I hear one, I'll tell you.
Listen to this. I don't pay for my chicken anymore. Woman says that she reports Purdue chicken when the chicken doesn't match the weight on the label, and she says she gets a refund every time, keeps the chicken, and doesn't pay for it.
Hold on.
Yeah.
She goes back to the grocery store?
Yeah. This is the chicken woman, apparently. Yeah.
What grocery store is she
Well, hey, let me give you the story here. Man, people that are always looking for an angle or a racket, always looking for something for free or something. So this woman says that she's got a hack to get her chicken for free, and it all has to do with weight. She says, I don't pay for my chicken anymore. She put out a viral video. She said, I'm gonna tell you how to get your chicken free, too. Her name is Amanda, and she says that she weighs all the meat that she buys from the grocery store, and often it doesn't add up to what the claim is on the label. She says, I would say maybe 1 out of 10 packages actually meet the weight that's on the label.
So Purdue, they wrap all their stuff and ship it. Where like you go to like a grocery store, a lot of them, they wrap it in the butcher section. You can see them wrapping the packages. Yeah. But
remember when, Publix changed their whole deal? You remember when, like at Publix, you used to be able to like pick the loose steaks out of the cabinet, and then they would weigh the steak right then and there? Now Publix did away with like the butcher, and the butcher cabinet. All of the meat, or at least most of the Publixes that I've seen, or a number of them, it seems that there's some. Maybe it's not all. But it seems you used to be able to pick.
Shop at a smaller Publix.
Is that what it is?
I mean, your fish section's half the size of the one.
No.
Even everything's small.
Even Neptune. I think the big.
I don't know.
Yeah, the big Publix on Neptune. They don't have like the beef in the case anymore. It's all pre-packed. It's all packaged. They cut it in the back, but they put it out in the plastic wrapped styrofoam container. Anyway,
I haven't noticed.
So Amanda shows a photo of Purdue chicken she recently bought. The label says it should contain 3.97 pounds of chicken, but then she measures the meat herself at home, only comes to 2.6 pounds. Then she calls out Purdue Farms, and she gets a full refund. Apparently, it's not the store. She goes to Purdue. She says, I called Purdue, I reported all the information on the label, and within a day or 2 or 3 or 4 days, I'll check in the mail for the price that I...
they mail her a check?
Yeah, or they send her money. So...
Old Frank Purdue mails the check himself?
Yeah, it might be Junior at this point. I think...
he's dead.
Yeah, the old Frank. Yeah,
how is this a scam? I mean, if a company says they're giving you 2 pounds of chicken and they're giving you 1.75 pounds...
Because you don't always have to be honest. She's just calling Purdue. So she's saying that...
Hold on, did you say you don't always have to be honest?
Well, not me. I'm just saying that... So she claims that she is finding underweight chicken and she's getting her chicken for free. But what I'm learning here is all you have to do is, I guess, call Purdue and tell them the label didn't match the actual weight, and they send you a refund for the chicken. You send them the picture of the label, and they refund the money.
Do they even need the picture?
Yeah. Well, listen, they're not going to say, hey, send the chicken back to us. They'll tell you discard the chicken. There's nothing wrong with the chicken. So she has her chicken. She gets to eat it, too. And she gets her money back. What does that mean? Have your cake and eat it, too? Why would you have your cake if you're not going to eat it? What does that mean? What does have your cake and eat it, too? What am I missing here?
Google it.
Have your cake and eat it too. I'm going to have cake, but I'm just going to look at it. I'm just going to stare at the cake. No, I want to have cake because I want to eat the cake. Where did that stupid expression come from? What the hell does that mean anyway?
I don't use that phrase, so I wouldn't know.
Think about it.
Yeah, no.
Have your cake and eat it too. Why would I have cake if I don't want to eat it? What, I'm going to have like cakes on the table like the fake plastic fruits our grandparents used to have? Remember that crap?
Yes.
Remember that? Vesta, did your grandparents have the fake plastic fruits?
They had fake fruit, fake ferns, and plastic wrapped furniture.
Yeah, same thing. Same thing. My grandmother always, every couch, every chair was wrapped in that vinyl, and your freaking like thighs like stuck to the couch and everything. Anyway, that's the chicken story.
You just want to have your cake and eat it.
Where the hell did that come from? All right, this is nuts. An Uber driver, of course, here in Florida, pulls a gun on a passenger and says, "Get out." Oh, my. It's happened in Miami.
What caused this Uber driver to give that reaction?
Well, I'm glad you asked.
The way you say it makes it just sound like the Uber driver's crazy, pointing guns at people.
So the guy in the back, who I guess is an aspiring rapper, known as Bomb Ass, Chrissy.
Bomb ass Chrissy.
That's the name of the rapper, Bomb Ass Chrissy. So video is making the rounds, all the typical social media stops. Video shows this crazy-eyed Uber driver who happens to be a female. And people are saying, oh, my God, look at her eyes. She's got the crazy eyes. So the Uber driver down in Miami throws this up-and-coming Miami rapper known as Bomb Ass Chrissy out of the vehicle, pulls a gun on them. Unidentified driver as of what I've seen, but trust me, this driver is going to be identified. Get out of my vehicle now, the driver yells while calling 911. You're no longer in the ride. Get out. Here's the audio. This is what actually happened. This is the Uber driver kicking out the passenger, up-and-coming Miami rapper, Bomb-Ass Chrissy. Hey, Andrew, can you find some Bomb-Ass Chrissy online?
I'm sure there's plenty of it. I mean,
And see if it's clean for broadcast? All right, here's the audio.
You're harassing me.
I'm
Get
harassing
out
you?
of my vehicle right now.
I'm not harassing
Get
you.
out of my vehicle. She doesn't want to get out of my vehicle.
No, she just pulled
Get
a gun.
out of my vehicle. You're no longer in the ride. Get out. Get out of my vehicle right now.
She got them crazy eyes.
Get out.
Oh.
Get out. Get out of my
She wants to. She wants to.
She
Don't worry, you're gonna go viral. You're going viral.
Oh, yeah. You're going viral from Bomb-Ass Chrissy. So the Uber driver, look at her eyes. They're all crazy-like. And she points the gun. Look at that. She's pointing like a 9mm handgun at the people in the back seat, including Bomb-Ass Chrissy.
Is this the best thing or worst thing to happen to Bomb Ass Chrissy's career?
You know what? I think this could be the rocket ride. This could be the catalyst. This could be the springboard that Bomb-Ass Chrissy was looking for. Yeah, having the crazy-eyed female Uber driver point a gun. Oh, she's attractive.
She's a beautiful woman.
Oh, she's very attractive.
I haven't heard her sing.
Yeah, Fester just brought up her pictures. Yeah, Bomb-Ass Chrissy. Very, very attractive. Hey, Andrew, did you find some Bomb-Ass Chrissy? Is there? Turn your microphone on. Is there anything we can play live right out the gate or no?
I don't know. I haven't looked.
Well, why not?
I don't know.
Did you hear? You didn't hear me say find?
No, I've been on the phone all this time.
He's a busy guy.
All right.
Bomb-Ass.
All right. See if you can find some Bomb-Ass Chrissy. Yeah, go to YouTube, look for Bomb-Ass Chrissy, and just listen to about a minute and see if we can play some Bomb-Ass Chrissy. Yeah. So now I guess Miami police are investigating. I mean, you can't do that. You can't pull a gun on somebody. I mean, they're in your car, but it's not like they got in uninvited. This was an Uber ride. The Uber driver was ending the ride. You don't pull a gun on them. If they won't get out of the car, then you call 911.
If they don't get out of the car, you don't pull a gun on them?
No. If they don't get out of the car, you don't pull a gun on them.
That's not grounds for gun pullage.
No, it's not.
She said, you are no longer in this ride.
In the ride, yeah.
Get out.
And then I guess she gets out, and then she walks out, gets the license plate number. Bomb-Ass Chrissy. But what's wrong with this driver?
She's pretty bomb-ass, all right.
Yeah, now Bomb-Ass Chrissy and her friend, I guess, planning to sue Uber. Yeah, so Uber has, listen to this. Uber has confirmed that they removed the gun-pulling driver from the Uber app.
Oh, yeah, safety's first with Uber.
So the driver has been removed and is no longer driving for Uber while the investigation is in progress. I got to believe that you don't need to investigate very far. I mean, the video is pretty clear that she pulls a gun and she's pointing it at the people in the back seat. Yeah. Michelle, you were in an Uber recently. The guy's watching a YouTube video while you're driving in Queens Midtown Tunnel traffic. I can't believe you guys didn't tell the guy, shut the video off.
I didn't notice it until we were closer to the airport.
All right.
I found some Bomb-Ass Chrissy music. I found her entire catalog.
Oh, wait a minute.
I don't know what we can and can't play. Everything.
Well, that's why I needed Andrew to preview it in the other room. Andrew, is there any Bomb-Ass Chrissy that we can play without bleeping?
Not that I found yet.
Okay, so it's all curse-laden?
Yeah.
Okay.
But she looks like she's, that picture there makes it look like she's a little familiar with firearms.
Yeah, I mean, the
irony.
publicity photo, she has a big weapon.
Oh, you know what we ought to do?
Um,
We ought to go into the music log. And after the show, at 10 a.m., we go to, all music. So, we're mostly talk and entertainment here on the MJ Morning Show. No music. I play one song sometimes at 6:15, just so I can get an extra couple of minutes of prep time in here. But you know what we ought to do? We ought to get some bomb-ass Chrissy tracks and just load them into the log and just after 8675309, Jenny, I got your number.
Yeah.
It goes into just the jingle hits. Right into bomb-ass Chrissy.
Was that an explosion?
What?
At the beginning of the...
Yeah. Yeah.
Explosion into bomb-ass Christie.
That's what like a bomb going off. Oh, yeah.
We got a couple
Yeah, then right into bomb-ass Chrissy.
Intro, no comparison. Bands on Me.
Oh, she's got a lot of
Money
songs.
Hungry, Out the Streets.
Yeah.
Skit, Euphoric.
Anyway, man, that is a nasty Uber driver encounter. I would imagine that Miami police will arrest her. Michelle, what's the actual statute if you pull a gun on somebody?
I have no idea.
It's a battery, isn't it? I think that's considered a battery or a reckless endangerment or something.
Probably the least of her problems right about now.
What a mess that is. All right, 8:10 at the MJ Morning Show, rolling up on 8:11. With the 8 o'clock hour, of course, is underway. We'll have another $1,000 winner in just a bit. Stand by. So, Michelle,
Yeah.
myself, Chloe, and Julian, we're all going to see AC/DC tonight at Raymond James Stadium. AC/DC. Is this their last tour ever? Is this the end?
I mean, they're old men.
Oh, listen, one of the guys is 77 years old. All right. So we're going. We just fell into the tickets. A friend of mine hit me up on Wednesday night, 9 o'clock. Hey, got 4 tickets to AC/DC. They're good seats. They're section 112, which that's where I like to sit, whether it's at Amelie or whether it's Ray J. I like to sit right on the side adjacent to the stage. Those are my favorite seats. And turns out 112 is where we'll be tonight. Friend gives us the tickets. And I think that he might have been a little inflated because he said they're $1,000 a seat or something. So I think there were like 2 seats left in 112. And there were like $406 on Ticketmaster or something. Still, that's an expensive seat. $400 seat. So I got 4 seats for free, and the concert is almost a sellout.
Yeah, not a cheap ticket, and it's going to be an awesome show.
Yeah. So, I forgot how many AC/DC songs I know. I thought that really I just knew Back in Black, I thought I just knew Thunderstruck, Thunder, Thunder. You Shook Me All Night Long, or Highway to Hell. So I'm driving Julian and Michelle downtown Tampa, 5 o'clock yesterday to meet Chloe because they were going to go volunteer at, what's the name of the organization again?
Mind Over Matter, Inc.
Yeah, so they fill up lunch bags for kids that might have trouble eating at home over the weekend. So they put together these bags of food for the kids, and they're distributed by schools in Hillsborough County.
Okay.
And Michelle and Chloe have been volunteering every Thursday night at this church. And if you want to volunteer and help, go to the website. What is it, Michelle?
MindOverMatterInc.com.
MindOverMatterInc.com. And Chloe and Michelle have been volunteering. They brought Julian. And while we were driving downtown, and I dropped them off at Chloe's parking spot. So then after Chloe leaves work, they all drove to the church to help fill these bags up. While we were driving there, we were listening to all of the AC/DC songs, and Julian had his streaming app going. And other than what I just played, Back in Black and Thunderstruck and You Shook Me All Night Long, Highway to Hell, I knew another dozen plus songs.
Yeah.
It's I forgot how many
AC/DC
AC/DC songs I really know.
They got a bunch of hits. I mean, we don't work for a classic rocker where we hear them as often as we do Rick Astley around here. But there's a lot of AC/DC has a legitimate big catalog of hit songs.
You know what? I want to see AC/DC cover "Never Gonna Give You Up."
That'd be awesome.
So if you see me at ACDC tonight, feel free to say hello. Whenever I'm out at some event, tons of people, come up to me and say, "Hey, I'm listening every morning." So listen, don't be embarrassed. If you want to say hello and you see me at ACDC tonight, we're gonna miss the opening act. So I know what time we're showing up.
What? You're missing the opening act?
Michelle, we talked about this.
I know we talked about it, but it was supposed to be on the down low.
Yeah, bomb-ass Chrissy's opening up.
No, it's not. So I know when ACDC's going on stage. So
who's the opening act?
I don't know, but I trust me, I know nothing that they do. So, and this is funny as hell. Listen, it's out in the open. It's not a secret.
Yeah, it is a secret, though.
No, not that. What I'm about to say. So, I got a parking pass from Dennis Phillips to park at the ABC Action News parking lot.
Are they going to have space?
Yes.
I mean, if you don't roll up until after the opening act, they might be full.
They'll have space.
Are they going to cone one off?
Listen to me.
You get the old Wayne Shattuck spot?
Listen to me. Listen, Wait, he hasn't been there for 20 years.
They have a spot in his honor.
Listen to me. So, ABC Action News is on Himes, right on the east side of the stadium. It's not public parking. You cannot park there. I'm going to warn you right now. Do not try to park.
They have security. They have a gate.
That's what I'm going to say. They have, for all of these events, they have security, and you cannot get into their lot. Do not try to get into their lot. You have to have a parking pass. So I sent Dennis a note because ABC Action News is the official news and weather partner here on the MJ Morning Show and Q105. So, I sent Dennis a little note. Hey, Dennis, family, we're all going to ACDC on Friday night. Can I get a parking pass to park in the ABC Action News lot? And that's very convenient. I mean, you just walk right across Himes, you're right in the... It's really convenient. But, folks, I'm telling you right now, don't even think about it. Don't even try to park in the ABC Action News parking lot because they've got, 3 security people there for these big concerts.
Yeah.
And you have to have a specific pass, which it's a day of, and don't even...
and besides, MJ's already mooched the last spot.
All right, so
you're not going to get there anyway.
Listen to this. So Dennis Phillips does DPL. He does Dennis Phillips Live every night. What does it start about 7 o'clock?
I think he does it it's off season right now, so I think he does it twice a week.
So he does it like
Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Tuesday and Thursday, but then when hurricane season starts,
he really gets into
on June 1st, then Dennis Phillips Live, I think, is every night, Monday through Friday. And this is where he does a live video streaming show. Somebody sends a message because he takes people leave comments and ask questions on Facebook. Mm-hmm. And this is on YouTube. It's on Facebook Live.
It's live. He reads comments. He acknowledges people, thanks them for listening or watching.
Listen to this. A guy named Kyle. And Fessy, you know this guy?
You know him too. You met him.
Right.
He's a very active listener. Sometimes he's a pain in the ass listener.
All right. So listen to this.
And I mooch his Paramount Plus.
Oh, all right. Listen to this. Kyle sends a Facebook message to Dennis Phillips, Mr. Suspenders, chief meteorologist on ABC Action News, and, of course, during hurricane season. Do you know how many times we would have Dennis Phillips on for an hour at a time, nonstop?
Yeah, he saves the receipts.
Yeah. So listen to this. So this guy... what's his face? What's his name again?
Kyle.
Kyle writes in on Facebook Live and types in a message. Listen to what happened.
Kyle, so I know MJ very well. Matter of fact, he just texted me about an hour ago, say, hey, buddy, can you get me a parking pass for ACDC tomorrow night at the station? I'm like, yep, you can. So I would be actually happy to have MJ on DPL Plus. In fact, that's a really good idea. I don't know why I've never thought of that before. I'm going to reach out to MJ and see if we can get him on DPL Plus, because I go on his show for hours on end during hurricane season. Hours on end, I'm talking. And I've never thought about, hey, we should have him on DPL. It'd be pretty funny. So, yeah, that's actually a good idea. So yes, that's the way this is going to work.
All right, so Dennis is answering the question. Kyle apparently asked, why don't you have MJ from the MJ Morning Show on Dennis Phillips Live, the live stream, which he does in between the 6 o'clock newscast and the 11 o'clock. So he's answering the question, and he's saying, yeah, that's a good idea. I should have MJ on Dennis Phillips Live.
I was watching a little bit of the replay of the DPL over here, and DPL Plus might be something that airs on TV.
Right.
But he was kind of talking about keeping the integrity of the, wearing the hoodie and it
Right.
being really loose in that way,
Oh,
but
yeah,
it's still
'cause
broadcast.
when he does his video stream, he's not wearing the crisp white shirt and the suspenders and the tie. No, he on the DPL Live and DPL Plus, he's wearing like a hoodie and everything. Yeah. So I guess I'm going to wait for Dennis to invite me and sit on the set while he does one of the Dennis Phillips lives.
You'll have to borrow one of Julian's hoodies.
Yeah, it's gonna be
Are you ready for the Diddy pile?
Sure.
All right, let's go. So, ladies,
are you not, Michelle? I mean, you stuttered there.
Well, he calls it a pile. I don't.
Well, no, there are a couple of interesting things.
There's a lot of interesting things.
We did not get to the Diddy trial yesterday.
Yeah.
So there are a couple of things I wanted to bring up that we didn't bring up yesterday. And then, of course, with testimony yesterday of the Diddy trial up in Manhattan, what do you think and of course, folks, Michelle has been joining us regularly on the MJ Morning Show in studio. Michelle is not only my wife, Michelle's also an attorney, a former prosecutor in the Hillsborough County State Attorney's Office. What do you think one of the biggest things from yesterday was?
Well, from yesterday, they really just pivoted. The defense attorney did a good job at pivoting the characterization of Cassie's involvement in the freak-offs. She read tediously a ton of text messages and emails that were exchanged between Cassie and Diddy, where it appears that Cassie is interested in doing the freak-offs. Now, these texts and emails go way back. These are from the very beginning of the relationship. So, I mean, she's trying to say, early on in the relationship, she was very interested in fulfilling, his wishes and participating in these. She thought it was a little more of a voyeuristic thing. She was happy to do it. I don't know that early on they were as violent as they became over the 10 years that she was with
because
him.
One of the texts they shared
Yeah.
was that Cassie Ventura, she texted something to the effect, quote, always ready to freak off.
Right.
So she texted that to Diddy. I'm always ready to freak off.
That seems a little green lighty right there.
But wait a minute. Was that very early on?
Yes.
And then she got tired, started getting abused?
Right.
Did she? So
it's, what, when I read what's happened here after they presented this evidence, in my mind, I'm thinking he groomed her, right?
Yeah.
Like she was very young, naive.
You think there was some Stockholm syndrome here?
Well, and then he became in control of every aspect of her life. So whether she didn't want to do the freak-offs, or she didn't want to live in that apartment, or she didn't want to be around him while he's abusing her and all the other people that she couldn't get out of any of it. He really had just commanded such control over everything. And so, yes, I'm sure there's some jurors might sit back and think, she maybe entered this in a willing fashion, but you have to look over the course of time. And did she really want? I mean, I think again, you just got to go back to that video. She got all the way to the elevators, and that's as far as she made it.
Yep, and she got her,
and then she
pulled
got
back in,
beaten,
Yeah, right.
dragged by her hair, thrown on the ground, kicked and beaten.
Right.
We really can't pass judgment here. You really have to be a juror in that courtroom and see every bit of evidence. But what Diddy's defense is trying to do,
well, they're trying to say that she went in willingly,
Yeah,
but also
that she kept coming back
right
for more.
And then, how do you separate that from his behavior? They're trying to blame a lot of his behavior on his drug use, and saying that, it was his drug use fueled his anger, and, that's kind of what led to his,
That's not an
violence.
Excuse.
Oh,
the prisons
I'm
are
not
full of
saying
people
it
who
is.
did stuff on drugs.
Of course.
I mean, that's nothing. That sucks.
They're saying that she was jealous of him, and or jealous of his relationship with other women, and especially this Kim Porter that was, the mother of his 2 or 3 children, I think. So, and that, she engaged in the drug use as well. And that she also used drugs not just while she was on the freak-offs. Yesterday or Wednesday, she was saying she used the drugs to, dissociate herself from the event. And then yesterday, the defense was like, well, but you used drugs other times. And she said yes. Yeah. So, I mean, it, is a lot of, they're just they're recharacterizing it, and they're bringing this evidence in, and, we'll see what the jury thinks about that.
All right. And this is what a defense attorney has to do, is you have to just invoke reasonable doubt in the jury's minds, and they're trying to invoke the defense attorneys for Diddy, they're trying to make a suggestion that this was a choice. So did Cassie Ventura, with the freak-offs and the relationship, was it a choice all the way, or was she eventually forced or coerced?
Right.
Or was it a choice?
Right.
That's what has to be determined by a jury after they hear all of the evidence. And folks, this is just Cassie Ventura. There are going to be so many additional witnesses. This thing could go on for 2 months plus. We're only in the first week of testimony here.
Right, right.
This could be another, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks.
But if she's the star witness, does it just get slower from here, or they have more bombshell accusations?
I think there's plenty of crap coming.
Well, we have 2 or 3 more females at least that are going to testify. I don't know if some of those if those male escorts are going to come forward. What are they going to say?
That's right. So the male escorts, the ones that they picked up off a Backpage and Craigslist, these male gigolo hooker dudes. All right. Did we really get into the pregnancy thing?
I thought we did.
All right, so let me just reiterate, because this is really important. So Cassie Ventura is really pregnant.
Yeah.
I mean, she's like 8 months pregnant. I mean, she could drop kid at any time. She could break water in the courtroom, and, P. Diddy might think it was an exploded baby oil bottle or lube or something. But, all right, so here's the deal. The defense did not want Cassie Ventura to be able to walk to the witness box, did not want to let her actually be seen by the jury.
Right.
So P. Diddy's defense, they wanted Cassie Ventura already seated when the jury came in, because they're worried about her being so pregnant. And the reporters in the courtroom, even some of the courtroom sketches, she is really, she's got a big baby bump. And the defense for Diddy, they're concerned that the baby bump and her being pregnant adds to the sympathy that the jury's going to have for her. So they try to ask the judge, no, we want Ventura to be seated so the jury can't see her pregnant.
But I don't think they won, because they're talking about her walking in and out of the courtroom.
The judge overruled that. So the judge did not grant the defense request to have her already seated, so she gets to walk in and walk all pregnant right in front of the jury.
And that's when I said to you, pregnant women sway juries all the time, because that was one of my mentors when I was at the state attorney's office was like, let's do a trial, because you know what, when you're pregnant and you get out in front of that jury, there's nothing more trustworthy than a pregnant woman in front of a jury. They will believe you all day long. And so, clearly this is a concern for the defense, right? I mean, she looks like a very, nicely put together mother now of 2, and now she's got a 3rd one on the way. And, juries love pregnant women. I mean, that's it.
By the way, the judge also had words with the defense, because the defense is saying that the cross-examination of Cassie Ventura could go all the way through Monday.
Yeah.
And I think the judge is a little peeved at that the judge thinks that this ought to be wrapped up faster on the cross.
Well, because here's the thing. They've discussed the timeline of all of this beforehand, so they generally know how much time each side needs to question these witnesses. And if the defense said we only need 2 days, which was yesterday and today, she should be done today. And they've said she's 8 months pregnant. She could deliver at any moment. They would like to probably get her back home in California, so that she can, I don't know that she should even be traveling at this stage of the pregnancy. That's probably a concern.
All right, a couple of quickies here. So also it was revealed, Cassie revealed that Diddy jealously thought that she was having a relationship with Michael B. Jordan. The Creed star. He's also Smoke and Stack in the new Sinners movie, which we just saw the other day, and that Sinners movie is very, very, very good. But get ready for some twists, all right? Just know what you're getting into. A couple of, there are turns that are made in that movie. And then if you do go see Sinners, wait until the very end. There is not one post-credits scene. There are 2. So if you walked out of Sinners early, if you saw Sinners in the theater, and plenty of people have, because it's over like $300 million now in box office revenue. So if you went to see Sinners and the minute the credits rolled, you left, guess what? You missed like a 3-minute additional scene halfway through the credits, and then another post-credit scene right after the final credits. It comes back again. So don't miss out. So, yeah, I don't think she had a relationship with Michael B. Jordan.
Okay.
He was great in that movie. Diddy used to say that some of the people in the freak-offs were in the Matrix. Do you know what that meant? Listen to this. Cassie Ventura explained that when someone got so high that they could not sexually perform in a freak-off, Diddy said it was the Matrix. A Matrix is being too high where you wouldn't be able to do anything sexual. There'd be no performance. This debauchery, man. This is like, you know, the lifestyles of the rich and famous.
This is like the lifestyle of the perverted.
Yeah.
But we really haven't. I mean, I don't think they've proven yet, right? The elements of what he's charged with, the trafficking.
Yeah.
You know, those are. I mean, look, he's a bad guy, right? So we'll see what else the prosecution brings.
You know, this thing could have been solved like 13 years ago because Cassie Ventura said that Diddy overdosed on opioids outside of the Playboy Mansion. This is the final thing, and then I got to move on.
Yeah.
But Sean Diddy Combs' attorney asked Cassie Ventura if she remembered the night that he overdosed on opioids in February 2012. And she says, was that around the time that Whitney Houston died? I believe so. Ventura replied, that evening we had a freak off. We went to a sex club in San Bernardino, and then he had a party at the Playboy Mansion that night, and I went home. Later, she said, from what he told me, he took a really strong opioid that night, but we didn't know what happened, so we took him to the hospital. Yeah, Combs' lawyer later asked, during the entire duration of your relationship, you two were addicted to painkillers, and Ventura said, very much so. So, you know, also the defense for Diddy is trying to suggest that he was so drugged up that he didn't know what he was doing. So that's an excuse?
Yeah, the drugs, they're definitely trying to pin all of his behavior on the drugs.
Wow. All right, so there we go. And then the $20 million. I want to bring. We also found out the day before yesterday that Cassie Ventura was paid $20 million by Diddy as hush money after the elevator incident in the hotel where she was dragged and thrown down.
It wasn't for that.
What was it for then?
During her therapy, when she was she became suicidal even after she left him. She just reliving it.
Being with this guy, yeah,
exactly. And so her trauma therapy was she went to drug rehab, and as part of her trauma therapy, she started writing a book. And her mother helped her organize the material, and she did get together something close to a book or a narrative, and she sent it over to him. Part of it was, look what you did to me. And then, she started realizing, like, you owe me. He took 10 years of her life. He said he was going to advance her career. He never did that. He took advantage of her. She started feeling a little used and said, you owe me. And so, he'd said no. And she said, okay. And they filed the lawsuit, I guess. And then that's when within a day, like within 24 hours, he paid her $24 million. $20 million.
$20 million bucks. All right. So it was hush money. It was payoff money.
Was it to buy the book? To keep the book
she was
coming
trying.
out?
Yes, she was trying to sell him the rights to the book.
$20 million bucks. So is today? Hang on, I just got to look this up.
Yeah.
I'm moving on. So I'm moving on here. Let me just see. Today, yes, Friday, May 16th. All right. I need to know. Today is Friday, May 16th.
Yes.
But I knew that.
Oh, okay.
I needed to look up if this was the correct day, so didn't want to make a mistake. If you're in the office right now, is anybody wearing a boating life jacket? I know this sounds weird. Just stay with me here, folks. Or if you're driving to work right now, are you at a red light, and if you look over, is the driver next to you wearing a life jacket? Do you have any idea why I'm asking this question?
Is today National Wear a Boat Life Vest Day?
It is, to work.
Oh,
so
to work.
Today is National Wear. We don't do a lot of these goofy national days. In fact, we do like none. But I had to mention this. Today is National Wear Your Life Jacket to Work Day. So you're telling me there are people actually showing up at the office wearing a jet ski vest or a boating vest or whatever?
If I would have known, I would have worn one.
You know what? I should have ripped off one of the inflatable vests from underneath the seat on my last airplane flight. And I should have taken that and then worn that to work and pulled the pull the tabs. You're not supposed to pull the tabs until you exit the airplane.
That's right.
Yeah. Don't pull the tab. So is anybody listening that is at work and somebody is wearing a boating life vest right now? Because today is National Wear a Life Jacket to Work Day.
All right, so we're making fun of this, but it actually has a very serious message.
Well, yeah, make sure you have life vests on a boat.
Yeah.
Make sure you're following, boating rules and regulations, Coast Guard rules. Well, first of all, you ought to, like, what's his name? Jeffrey.
Knight.
Wonder if Jeffrey Knight's wearing a life vest today. What do you think?
He ought to be.
What if Jeffrey Knight's wearing a life jacket to work today? All right. Hey, is anyone at work and you walk in and some doofus is wearing a life vest in the office?
You can win a prize.
Yeah. What is the Life Vest Patrol out looking for people in offices with life vests on?
They're going to give out dry bags, stickers, and more.
Get out of who's doing this?
Safe boating campaign.
All right, and then what? They're just showing up in offices?
No, you got to post it on Instagram, Facebook.
Oh.
Social media.
I thought they were like showing up like Ed McMahon with a big check, and they were just rolling into random offices.
Just walking into the USAA call center, looking for somebody in a life vest.
All right, you're just gonna bust in. A guy did that. Remember the angry guy drove through the gates at USAA up in New Tampa or wherever that was. All right. So if anyone at work now wearing a life jacket, just call us 800-990-1047. Just out of curiosity, 800-990-1047. All right. Speaking of transportation related issues, what do you make out of this? The Transportation Secretary, so the Secretary of Transportation.
Who's that?
A cabinet-level position is Sean Duffy. He took his wife off a Newark flight. What do you think that means? Newark has been having all kinds of issues. Hey, Andrew, do me a favor. I think we've got multiple Newark air traffic control bites on. I think we've got several different days worth. But Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy said that he changed his wife's flight reservation to avoid making her take off from Newark Liberty International Airport just hours after claiming the troubled New Jersey airport was safe for the public. Yeah. So he did an interview and said that his wife had been due to fly out of EWR, which is the code for Newark, the following day, but switched her flight to LaGuardia. Listen, if you're in Manhattan, you want LaGuardia. Avoid Newark. Listen, sometimes it might be cheaper to fly into Newark, but you're going to have a $100 ride into the city. Just to fly into LaGuardia. Don't just avoid Newark. Even before all the blackouts with the radar and the radios, I tried to avoid Newark at all costs.
Yeah, so Newark's had several things happen in the last few weeks and months that have really put it on the radar of just being an unsafe place.
Yeah, this is from April 28th.
They lost 3 radar scopes went black. They lost all the radios at approach. Just got told that approach lost all their radars. 3 of their 4 radar screens went black, and they have no frequencies.
Holy crap. Here's another one.
1989, I'm going to hand you off here. Our scopes just went black again. If you care about this, contact your airline and try to get some pressure for them to fix this stuff. New York departure now, 120.8.
Wow.
120.8, sorry to hear about that. FedEx 19, switching. Good luck, guys.
So that's what, FedEx 19? FedEx Heavy? FedEx 19? That's the tower saying all of our screens went black and telling, an approaching FedEx flight. Yeah, all right, here's another one.
Just had another brief radar outage, so just in case that happens again, for your purposes, if you can't reach me, just stay at or above 3,000 until you're passing Morristown, and then you can just clear for the approach from there.
I guess there was a potential mid-air collision out in Denver because Denver also had a problem. What is going on? But I think it's very telling that the Secretary of Transportation took his wife off of a Newark flight and moved her to a LaGuardia flight.
Or is it showboating? I mean, because how many flights took off yesterday from Newark? I don't know, 500?
I don't know. Why don't you look at it?
150. Who cares how many? And every one of them took off and landed somewhere? Fine? I mean, it's a little bit of showboating.
We got $1,000 to give away. Should I do it right now?
No, we should wait a little bit.
You make the call. When should I do it?
Oh, man.
So I shouldn't do it now?
No, maybe
All
we
right.
should do it now.
Do it now.
Yeah, I think now.
All right, let's do it now.
You know what? I'm not sure.
Should we do it live?
We'll do it live!
We'll do it live! We'll do it live! All right, let's go. Let's go with caller number 99.
Woo! Andrew's going to work.
Yeah. Listen, I didn't do 105. It's 6 less. All right, caller 99 right now. If you're caller 99 at 800-990-1047, you'll win the next $1,000. Caller 99, 800-990-1047. Be the right caller, and then know the first name of last hour's $1,000 winner, and boom, the next $1,000 is yours. So $1,000 now, then we'll do another $1,000 next hour. So if you're listening, you don't know who won last hour, listen now to see who wins, and then you'll know the name to call in next hour with the ATMJ. Oh, yeah! Yeah, the ATMJ is flinging out $40,000 in cash over 2 weeks. Every hour, every day. This week, $1,000 an hour every day. And then next week, starting Monday, every hour, every day next week, another $1,000. $4,000 a day times 5 days is 20. 20 plus 20, $40,000. All thanks to the Kemp Law Group. Accident or fall, you call Kemp Law. KempLaw.com. Thanks to the Kemp Law Group for stocking up the ATMJ. Oh! All right, we'll break in with caller 99 as soon as Andrew signals me that he has 98. I pick up the next line, which will be 99. I pick it up live. No idea who it is. Just random caller, 99. So let's see if they know who the winner from last hour is. People really have broken hearts. New research is out.
I've always thought that. That's a real thing.
So people really can die from a broken heart.
Oh, die from a broken heart. You said people have broken hearts.
No. I'm building the story here, Pally.
Oh, all right.
All right.
What?
Yeah. So there's something called takotsubo. That sounds Japanese. So takotsubo.
It actually sounds like a Mexican soup dish.
Well, taco is octopus in Japanese. I love taco nigiri.
Dude, taco is taco in Mexican.
Thank you. So TAKOTSUBO. So takotsubo cardiomyopathy, myopathy. These are people diagnosed with that condition when they have stress hormones like adrenaline. It prevents their hearts from properly contracting. And I guess these stress hormones can be inflicted by having a broken heart. So people in long relationships, if, let's say, their significant other passes away, or if a relationship is, suddenly terminated, or there's just a lot of stress, people can and do die from a broken heart. But there's more. Wait. Men die quicker than women when it comes to this condition brought about by a broken heart.
Never happened with you.
What?
You would never die of a broken heart.
What are you saying?
Yeah, no.
So, Michelle.
No, what?
You would if something happened to me.
Oh, you're saying that I wouldn't die from a broken heart?
No, you'd die like Gene Hackman.
Oh, you would die and then I starve on the floor?
Right, because you.
So
right.
you're going to die from hantavirus, from.
Well, I hope
from
not.
Rat
but,
poop, and then I'm going to starve?
Right. You're gonna die of like your necessities not being met, the ones that I do for you, and but a broken heart never. Requires empathy.
Yeah, this is a serious condition. Yeah.
No, it's not a serious condition.
Listen to me.
I mean, it happens to some people. It's not going to happen to him, maybe.
Well, women are known to suffer more from the syndrome of having a broken heart, but men are the ones that are more likely to die at twice the rate as women. And this is brand new. This is new research. It was just published in the Journal of the American Heart Association. That's a real deal.
Is this at any age? Or is it like, like the story you hear of like a 98-year-old woman dies and her husband of 79 years dies
well, if you
10 minutes later?
Guess what? If you quit with your mocking, obnoxious tone, I'll give you some facts.
That was my serious news reporter voice. In other news, we have more old people kicking the bucket.
Guess what? Let me give you some facts.
Back to MJ with headlines.
This is really recent, but first let me grab caller 99, and this will be it. Hi, good morning, MJ Morning Show. Who's this?
This is Karen
Karen. Where are you calling from, Karen?
from Brandon, Florida.
Oh, what a lovely place here in the Tampa Bay area in Hillsborough County, unincorporated Hillsborough. All right, so you said your name was what?
Karen.
Karen.
Karen with a K, Karen with a C.
K.
K.
Karen, why are you calling the MJ Morning Show right now?
To win the ATMJ $1,000.
Oh, yeah. So you are caller 99, Karen.
Awesome.
Karen, if you can tell me who won last hour, you win the next $1,000.
Cynthia.
That's correct. You got it. Bam!
Awesome.
$1,000 is yours, Karen. How about that to start your weekend?
That is fantastic. Thank you so much.
So thank the MJ Morning Show and also thank
the Kemp Law Group.
Is this incredible? All the callers know. Stacy's getting her money's worth on this deal. I'm telling you right now. All right. Karen, congratulations. Accident or fall, you call. Hey, listen, I hate to think about this, but let's say you're on Brandon Boulevard. You're right near the mall, and you're at the traffic light, and some dumbass is on their phone, and they rear end you, and your car's all bashed up. Your neck is all twisted like a pretzel. Who are you going to call?
Stacy at Kemp Law.
Exactly. Yep, kemplaw.com. All right. Hey, congratulations, Karen. Let me pencil you in here. So, Karen, you've just won $1,000. I'm going to put you on hold. Andrew is going to pick up and give you all the information.
Thank you so much. Love you guys.
I love you, too. Thank you. Have a great weekend, and that'll make it nicer. $1,000 win right there. We have one more to give away next hour. So it's now 8:46. The 9 o'clock hour is, 14 minutes away. And then we have all kinds of great content in the 9, and then another chance to call in. Wait for me to tell you when to call in, what number call it to be, and just know that Karen just won the last 1,000, and then you'll win the next 1,000. And then next hour, if you don't win, remember who does win next hour, because you need that name to call in Monday morning at 6 a.m. to get the 6 o'clock hour $1,000. Man, we're off and running on this. What a great bunch of winners. It's fantastic.
I'm starting to think this contest is too easy.
What do you want? Like an escape room?
I don't know.
What the hell do you want?
I don't know. I'm just thinking maybe a trivia question or something.
Oh, stop!
I don't know.
It's supposed to be easy.
But this is really easy.
Let me. Duh. All right. Let me give you the follow up on the broken heart. So, from this study just published in the Journal of the American Heart Association, broken heart syndrome brought about by emotional stress, and men are more likely to die from this, chemical reaction, this heart stress. Because of a broken heart, more likely to die than women. And they researched 2,000 patients older than 18 diagnosed with the condition from 2016 to 2020. And they found that the mortality rate of broken-hearted men was 11.2% compared to only 5.5% for women. So, yes, you can die from a broken heart. And I'm very disturbed by that. You think if something happened to you that I just move about, up, just business as usual. Is that what you're saying?
MJ, we should take a couple of days off the show after Michelle's passing.
Yeah.
No, we're going to work. I'm banking my days.
This is my therapy. That's what you would say. And then you would do it. Yes, bank your days. This would be your therapy. And then you know what? A year. I'd give it a year.
A year?
Yeah.
Year.
Oh, you think I'd be out on the dating scene?
Oh, yeah.
Hold on. Well, wait a sec. If something happened to you and you passed.
Yeah.
How quickly do you think I'd be out on the dating scene?
Within a year.
Oh, Michelle, you're so wrong.
But hold on a minute.
Yeah.
Is that an acceptable? What about you? What if I suddenly met my demise? How quickly would you be out on Tinder?
Hold on. What day of the week do you die?
What kind of morbid crap are you throwing out here?
You kick the bucket on a Monday, right?
He's going to look for something that weekend, you think?
I mean, we get the ashes back from you on Friday. And then,
I'm not getting burned. I'm not doing that.
Yeah, Michelle doesn't want to be.
That scares me.
I want to be cremated. I want to be thrown in one of my favorite scuba diving locations,
Joe's Creek in Pinellas County.
What?
Joe's Creek in Pinellas County.
Yeah, if the kids and Michelle want to keep like a spoonful of me, that's fine.
I'll put you in the pool in the back.
Just toss me in the pool. Scatter my. Has anyone ever done that? Scattered the ashes in the backyard pool.
And then, like, the creepy crawly picks you up like 2 days later.
What do they call that thing?
The creepy crawly.
No.
I don't know.
Yeah, what's the name of that thing? There's the shark or wait a minute. There was what was the name of that thing? Anyway.
I don't know.
Yeah, what's the pool cleaner? What's that thing? There's a brand name.
Yeah,
the
Pro something or
yeah,
Pro.
it's the
I don't know.
There's a bunch of them now, but the original pool crawler had a name.
Yeah, the Pentar creepy
no,
crawly.
No, okay, I get there's a creepy crawly, but there was an original name for the original pool cleaner that the automated pool. Anyway, moving along. Here we go. This is a warning. This is a relationship situation. These are questions that might be asked, and you never want to answer these questions from a woman. So a woman asks these questions, and you do not want to give what might be the answer that they might be looking for. All right. Do not. I saw this. We've talked about her in the past. Remember the professional dating coach Blaine Anderson?
Oh, Blaine. Yes. How could I forget?
This has come up. We've had other content from Blaine in the past.
Blaine.
So if these questions are asked of you by a woman,
I have no idea who she is.
Do not. Whatever you do. Hey, where's my warning buzzer? Where's my? Oh, I can use this one. Do not answer these questions. All right, what are the questions? Number one, do I look fat in this? Do not answer that question. Do not. So what does Blaine Anderson, dating by Blaine, she's got a very big presence on social media. She's got an Instagram account. So these questions come from a recent vignette that she shot, a recent video. So if a woman asks in an outfit that she's wearing, do I look fat in this? No. You say, you look great. That's what you say. You don't, oh yeah, you look a little chunkified in that. You don't say that.
So you should lie.
Do not say that. Okay, that's number one. Well, listen, what do you expect? It's a no-win situation. If you ask me, hey, do these pants make my butt look big? I mean, if it does, what am I supposed to say to you?
Yes, if it does, yes.
But then if I say yes, then
I don't buy the pants if I'm in the dressing room, or I don't wear them and I get rid of them.
Then it turns into, what are you saying? My butt is big?
No.
Oh, yes.
I think I'm pretty reasonable about that. I want to know if I look, good in it or not. And if you lie to me and say, no, you don't look fat in something, or no, that color looks great on you, and I go out in public and people are laughing at me.
Look at Michelle. She's wearing, look how big her ass looks in that.
I mean, if it doesn't look good.
Oh, why didn't her husband tell her?
Why don't you model that for me?
Oh, you look great, honey. You look fantastic. Now.
Hi. I got to hurry because I'm up against the clock here.
You see that Michelle woman with the big ass? Oh, man. So funny.
Yeah, this is her video.
Yeah.
Yeah, but unmute it. Bottom right, unmute it. Yeah.
Don't look, then say, that would be impossible.
All right, so she's going through these.
She has a bunch of videos where she talks.
So question number 2. If the woman asks, do you think she's prettier than me? Do not answer that question. You should say that would be impossible. So say, if you're asked, hey, is she prettier than me? You say, the guy should say that would be impossible. And then number 3 is, the question is asked, notice anything different about me. If that's asked, you say, you mean aside from how you always look amazing? That should be your answer. Oh, were you amused by this?
We're going to have to do some follow-up with these questions. I got some comments about this.
They're pretty good deflectors.
Save your comments right after the break.
Yeah.
All right, 8:54 at the MJ Morning Show. Let me Let me wrap up over an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ right now. 9 o'clock hours next. Some more great crap. Michelle's got some comments on that from the women's viewpoint. We got another $1,000 on the way and a lot next. MJ Morning Show here on Q105, 104.7 FM. If you're making a move, don't mess up the move by hiring a lousy moving company. Tough enough. You know, all the packing, all the boxes, all the planning. You're leaving one house, moving to another. You're moving to a new condo. You're moving from one apartment complex to the other. Whatever the story is. Maybe you need help with an office move. Maybe, mom's moving. I mean, who knows what the story is? Call Two College Brothers. The bottom line is with Two College Brothers moving and storage, you're going to get a professional move, a great price. They're going to roll out, give you an estimate. They'll give you a quote. They're going to stick with the quote. In fact, I've had stories from listeners where Two College Brothers gave them a quote and the final bill was actually less. And that can happen. I'm not saying it's going to happen every time, but it can happen. If you're moving or if you know anyone that's moving, you want twocollegebrothers.com. Licensed, insured, bonded, highly trained. They background check all of their movers. It's twocollegebrothers.com. Smartest move you'll ever make. Mention me, MJ. Get free moving boxes. Twocollegebrothers.com. How would you like 10% off on your air conditioning repair bill from a top-flight, top-notch company that does a remarkable job, and they're trained, they have decades of experience, and there's just great value. 10% off with Plan B Air Conditioning when you mention me, MJ. So we got the heat dome. You know, we're going to have a hot summer as usual. It's not a matter of if, it is a matter of when. When your air conditioning breaks, you call Plan B Air Conditioning. What's your plan? Telling you right now, Plan B Air Conditioning. I would even put this in your address book right now. I would go to your address book and type in Plan B Air Conditioning, and it's planbairconditioning.com or 813-PLAN-B-AC. Because I'm telling you, you're going to have a busted AC, and some are going to be saying, oh, man, what's the contact information that MJ was talking about? It's planbairconditioning.com. Mention me, MJ. Get 10% off, 813-PLAN-B-AC for your air conditioning repair, or if you need a new system, they'll beat any other air conditioning company by at least $500. PlanBAirConditioning.com. 8:56, traffic's on with Shriner. MJ Morning Show back in a minute. o'clock exactly at the MJ Morning Show. So Michelle has some further comments on the 3 questions that we just rolled out. And these are 3 questions from women, and guys must never answer these questions accurately. So Michelle has some follow-up thoughts on that. We'll get to that in a minute. But first, this is great. You know, they're Tampa Bay, they're local. All of their home projects are done right here in the Tampa Bay area on HGTV. And just like I am an endorser for Banco Overhead Doors, turns out that Brian and Mika Kleinschmidt from HGTV's 100-Day Dream Home, they work with Banco as well. So they're going to be doing a meet and greet tomorrow at Banco. So you can meet Brian and Mika tomorrow at Banco at their showroom in Tampa. So let's welcome quickly live Brian and Mika. Hey, guys.
Hey, we bank on the best just like you.
Yeah, look at that. Where are you guys driving? I hear you're in the car right now. Where are you driving?
We're driving to one of our construction projects. We have a ton going on. We're filming season 6 of our show, but we are so excited to meet all the fans tomorrow at the open house.
This is fantastic. So which project are you working on right now?
We've actually got, 12 houses kind of going simultaneously. They're all at different phases of construction. We're heading over to Apollo Beach, which is probably the closest one to where we live because we're here in Ruskin. But, yeah, man, we're super excited. And we partnered with Banco a few years ago, and they've been great to work with. And obviously we're biased because of course we put all their doors in our houses for the show.
Yeah. You know, this is funny. Yesterday, Banco was at my place. One of their great installers and trainers is Gene. And Gene was out at my place yesterday because, you know, my house is rolling up on 20 years old. We built it in South Tampa. In the West Shore area. So my house is turning 20. We moved in July 4th of 2005. And, you know, just the weather stripping around my garage doors, you know, getting kind of old and crusty and cracked. And, you know, I learned this, the bottom part, like the rubbery bottom part of the garage door that rests on the concrete is, the astragal, I think? I didn't know the name of that thing, but I just had Banco out yesterday, and they replaced all of the weather stripping and all of the trim around the outside of my garage doors. And I had 2 of the cables that need to be replaced on one of the doors. So they just did a whole maintenance and a whole refresher look for me yesterday. And listen, I bank on the best. You guys bank on the best. Banco is fantastic.
Yeah, we're excited. We can't wait to meet fans. Come on out there, hang out from 11 to 2 tomorrow. And let us help design your garage doors, too. I mean, that's what we do.
So if you guys are a big fan of Brian and Mika from HGTV's 100-Day Dream House, they are going to be at Banco's showroom for an open house tomorrow, and it's at 5416 West Sly. And I've been to their building. This is the nicest. This is not like some janky, like, warehouse park. I mean, their showroom is gorgeous. I mean, I wish that our office looked as good as their showroom and warehouse. I mean,
yes, it actually is. We filmed the scene there last season.
Yeah,
so
we did.
Part of our show, and
it's beautiful.
Yep.
All right, guys. Listen, any fans that want to meet Brian and Mika tomorrow, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Banco showroom, 5416 West Sly, Suite 101. Or you can just Google Banco Overhead Doors, and the address will pop up on Google. And again, you know, you guys are local. Have you always been in the Tampa Bay area? What's your history in Tampa Bay?
Yeah, so we actually met in high school. We met at Riverview High School. And I got to tell you, MJ, you got me in trouble so many times in high school because my brother and I would be driving to school, and we had to finish the MJ and BJ morning show on Power Pig.
Yeah.
And we would be so late to class because we had to hear the end of your crank call. So thank you very much.
Oh, look, I got him in trouble. You know, I hear this a lot.
And I thank you for it.
You know, Bert Kreischer, you know, the comedian. You know, we had him on recently, and he was same thing. You know, grew up listening to me. You know, hey, great to hear from you guys. I'm going to try to swing by tomorrow. I've got a couple of things going.
Awesome.
Yeah, but I'm going to try to swing by as well. So, folks, I'm going to try to be there, but of course you want to go see and meet Brian and Mika. You've seen their 100-day dream homes on HGTV, and you can meet them up close, personal. It'll be at Banco tomorrow, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m., Saturday, May 17th. So go see them tomorrow. I'm going to try to swing by as well. Guys, it's always great to have you on. Thank you for listening. And what a great love. I mean, a love. They met in high school, and now they're doing a nationwide TV show together.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Can't wait to meet you. And I promise you, we will not have our life jackets on tomorrow. Promise you.
That's great. Even listening to the show, even before they called in. All right, guys, thank you. And I hope to see you tomorrow.
Thank you so much.
See you guys.
All right, bye-bye. They sound great. I've seen them on TV. I've seen various interviews with them, and they just seem like they're real down to earth people. I mean, they do a national TV show, and they went to Riverview High School.
Yeah.
Listen to the MJ and BJ show growing up. It's fantastic. All right, Michelle. I'm gonna try to get by there tomorrow. I know I got a bunch of things I got to do, but I'm gonna try to swing by as well. So go meet them. All right, so back to what we were doing just before the top of the hour break, just before we broke and ended, 120 minutes of an hour and 20 minutes.
Wow.
Hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ. All right, I was talking about things you never say to a woman when she asks these three questions.
Yes.
So the three questions were, if your woman asks, do I look fat in this? Don't answer it. Don't just say, nope, you look great. Okay. Number two was, do you think she's prettier than me? No. You say that would be impossible. All right. Number three, notice anything different about me? Just always say, nope, you always look amazing. Or aside, nope, you always look amazing. All right. So, Michelle, you had some thoughts, some final wrap-ups on this?
Yeah, the first question you came out with, do I look fat in this? Like, I could see people saying, like, maybe not do I look fat in this, but maybe, like, how does this look on me? Does this look
make me
good?
Look fat? Or see something like that.
You know, you want to know, like, the color, the shape, the style, whatever, right?
Yeah.
But then you got to the second and the third question. Is she prettier than me? And I'm thinking, I don't think I've ever asked you that. Is someone else? Do you think anyone else is? I've never asked you that kind of question.
Yeah,
right?
That's a real insecurity issue.
That's thank you, Fester. That's where I was going.
At this stage of the relationship, I'll get a smack in the back of the head with like, "Hey, put your eyes back in your head."
Hang on, hold on.
And then the third one.
Whoa, hang on. Let me answer that one. I can't say with 100% certainty that you've never asked, do you think she's prettier than me? I can't recall you saying that.
I've never asked you that.
All right.
I would never ask you that. I don't care if you think so. I think you are. You should think someone else is prettier than me. There's a boatload of girls that are prettier than me.
Hold on.
Hello?
So you do believe there are some women prettier than you?
Yes. Hello.
Yeah, but
I mean, come on.
None of them in that boatload would put up with any of your crap.
Yeah, that's the thing.
You'd be broke and divorced, living in a van down by a river.
And then you go to the next one. Notice anything different about me?
Yeah.
Like you're asking the person to really like scrutinize you so much that what are you going to notice? Like a different makeup or what? I mean, if you don't have confidence in yourself, I don't understand who's asking these questions. And if you're asking your significant other, whether it be a boyfriend for a period of time, look, if someone's asking you these questions on like date 2, I don't know that I'd go on date 3, to be honest with you.
Do you notice anything different about me, Michelle?
Do
you notice anything at all?
Hey, did you put on another 26 pounds?
Yes, you noticed. You love me. Oh.
Is that shirt even tighter than last week?
Yes, it is.
Is that third button strained another 12 foot-pounds more than it was last week?
Just shut off.
I mean, like when you got to the second and third one, I was just like, they just screams insecurity.
Yeah,
and
I mean,
you know, I don't know that she's giving the best advice either, because now she's telling the person to lie to a person who is already insecure, which is just going to lead to like a snowball of dishonesty between the two people about things that you were asking and you're relying upon that other person to be honest with you about. Why would you want to be in that relationship?
Hey, Andrew, this Pilates rant, this was removed. You can't find it anywhere? Oh, you did find a clip. So somebody did pirate it before it was taken off. So there's this Pilates. Yeah, so there's is she an instructor?
Is she yelling at somebody?
Yeah, she gets fired because she starts complaining about overweight women that should not go to Pilates. Hold on. Isn't that, if you're trying to lose weight, isn't Pilates part potentially of a regimen to try and lose weight?
I think so. Or just be healthier.
It builds up your core, right?
Yeah. This was swift. She was fired. So this woman, of course, TikTok user, Succulent Addict 8, posted what she called a hot take about who should be allowed in Pilates classes. Listen to this entitlement. Who should be allowed to go into a Pilates class? Yeah, the video's now been deleted. She said if you're 200 pounds, you shouldn't be in a Pilates class. There's no reason why they should allow 200-pound people in a level 2 class. Michelle, you've done Pilates, haven't you?
No, I've not. Chloe has.
Yeah, Chloe's,
she just started.
Yeah, Chloe's doing Pilates.
I thought it said plates. And I stopped once. I thought it was like a restaurant. And it was a bunch of really skinny
You
chicks.
thought it was an all-you-can-eat buffet with a lot of plates?
And I don't want to eat anywhere where there's a lot of skinny people. And I just turned around and walked out. And I'm like, oh.
Are you always this pathetic?
Yeah, I mean, there's a new place called Plates.
All right, so
what do they serve? I don't know.
It's Pilates. All right, here we go. Listen.
If you're 200 pounds, you shouldn't be in a Pilates class. There's no reason why they should allow 200-pound people in a level 2 class. Or you shouldn't be allowed to be a Pilates instructor if you have a gut.
All right, so she gets fired.
And this is a hot take? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, that's what survives. Yeah, there was a longer clip of that, and she deleted it off the internet, but clearly some people grabbed it. So that, because we looked for it today, and the original has been removed, but some of the audio and video does survive out there. Yeah, so she didn't stop with that. Then she did a follow-up video. That's not around anymore. Just a screenshot is out there. She pulls out a notebook and reads line by line why she believed heavier Pilates students should be excluded from the classes. She also claimed that overweight participants slowed down the class and argued you shouldn't be allowed at a Pilates. You shouldn't be a Pilates instructor if you have a gut or you're fat. Then she said, that wasn't on my clip here. The end was, sorry, not sorry. So she's even obnoxious about it.
I could probably tell you 5 reasons why fat people shouldn't do Pilates. 1, we can't touch our toes. 2, we probably fart more. 3, we sweat a lot. 4, we look like crap in the outfits.
You're gross.
I mean,
I want to see you in leotards.
Yeah, I'm about to say, I can think of like 5 reasons off the top of my head why fat people shouldn't do Pilates.
I want to see you in a bodysuit.
Yeah. All right. Fantasy Island. Come over tomorrow.
Anyway, she's been
canceled.
Yeah, she's been fired. So the question, where did she work? Do we know like which Pilates studio? They call it a Pilates studio. Is that the proper terminology?
I guess so. It sounds right. She worked at the Happy Heifer Pilates studio.
Hungry Hippo Pilates.
All right, after this Pilates class, we're going to be eating a bunch of meatballs.
Yeah, I don't know if it says where she worked. Just Texas. So Monica in Texas. Here it is. No, she did not work as an instructor. She worked at a dental lab or She worked at Stone Ridge Dental in San Antonio, Texas.
So she can't clean teeth because she thinks fat people can't go to Pilates?
But she might have been an instructor because, sometimes the instructors will do early morning classes.
Yeah, it's not their full-time job.
Yeah, it's not their full-time. Then they go to their regular job because I've known numerous trainers that did that. They'll do an early morning, like some of the spin instructors. They'll do like a 5 or a 6 or 7 a.m. spin class, and then they shower up, they get dressed, then they go do their, their paralegal gig or whatever. Yeah, that's obnoxious. Wow. Hey, if you live near a golf course, is your health at risk?
What, from all the pesticides?
Yeah, well, listen, this is really, really interesting. What about folks that live right on a golf course? According to a brand new study which was published in JAMA Network Open. JAMA is the Journal of the American Medical Association.
Why'd you have to say that? We all know.
So Network Open, whatever that particular journal is, that apparently living near a golf course, new study is out, living within a mile. Forget about all the folks that live on the golf course. You know, the dangers are not just alligators, chewing off your leg or eating your little Shih Tzu Fluffy, as it walks the perimeter of the lake. Living within a mile of a golf course carries, listen to this, an insane 126% higher risk of developing Parkinson's disease versus living more than 6 miles away, according to data from a study with 5,500 people. So not the biggest amount, but still, the risk decreased with distances but remained elevated up to 3 miles away. And exactly what Fester just alluded to. The higher risk of being exposed to pesticides that are used in regular golf course maintenance.
Tell you what, man.
How about the crap we never think of,
Yeah. You're just living your life in your nice house. There's a golf course, not a weed out there.
Listen, I know that if you're in your driveway and you're spraying Roundup in your mouth,
that's probably not good.
It's not good. But, you don't think about just living near a golf course. Forget, let alone living right on it, but within a mile?
So I'm of the belief that if there aren't some weeds in your yard, then you have like an abundance of chemicals in your yard.
And you still have a risk, even, I guess, risks are elevated up to 3 miles from the golf course.
In case you're downwind.
Yeah, because of all the pesticides that get picked up by the air and then, they become airborne.
That's why the grounds crew has to yell 4.
Also groundwater. So it's not just like airborne risk, but it's also groundwater as well.
Okay, but who normally lives near golf courses?
White people? I don't know.
Elderly people.
What do you mean? What kind of terrible question is that? I don't know. I don't know what you mean.
What are you saying?
I think the study should also look at the age factor because it tends to be elderly people tend to live, I think, closer to golf courses because as you retire, you join these retirement you live in these retirement communities. And then who tends to develop Parkinson's disease? I think it typically or from what we know afflicts
all people. Yeah.
It does, but mostly older people is who we know, right? We see the signs of getting it.
You attribute Parkinson's with being elderly.
Right, your aunt, your uncle. It's, so, I mean, have they really ruled out that part of the equation?
All right, well, there you have it. So it's not only airborne, the chemicals used as pesticides in the maintenance of the golf courses. So airborne chemicals, but also those chemicals leaching into the groundwater. Just heads up. Walmart is warning everyone that prices are going up. Yeah, Walmart said yesterday, I guess there was a video put out by the CEO of Walmart. Tell you what, has that guy ever been to the Walmart at 275 in Dale Mabry?
I mean, he hasn't been to all of them. It's impossible to go to all the Walmarts.
What is the internal name for like difficult stores?
Was it a complicated store?
Challenged. It's a challenged location.
No, it's complicated.
Oh, complicated.
It's a complicated store.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So internal Walmart terminology, if you've got like a difficult store or all kinds of problems, they call it's a complicated location. So I wonder if the CEO has ever been to the complicated 275 in Dale Mabry's store. Or, what about the one that just got trashed? What was that first and 34th?
First and 34th and St. Pete.
Is that First Avenue and 34th Street? Or I always St. Pete with the streets and the avenues. I
mean, they all run one way, the other one runs.
But I get them all mixed up and confused. I'm scared and confused over here.
It's First Street North and 34th Avenue.
34th Avenue. Yeah. So I guess within the last week, the guy went nuts in Walmart and trashed the whole place. Back at customer service, ripping out the computers and the cash drawers and smashing them on the ground. Then he went out to the checkout lanes and was ripping the computer monitors and the cash drawers and smashing them all on the ground at the Walmart in St. Pete.
That's a complicated store.
I think that's a complicated store as well.
That qualifies.
But Walmart said yesterday they're planning to increase prices this month as the newly tariffed goods start to hit their Walmart shelves.
Watch out for rising prices.
But hang on. Walmart is saying, and remember that voice?
Watch out for falling prices.
What? Listen to this. It's Walmart. Look out for falling prices at Walmart. Yeah, now we need the whoop. We need like a sweep up noise now.
We're jacking these prices up.
Unprecedented. Well, seriously, that's one of the words they used. Yeah, so Walmart is warning that the size and speed of price increases could be unprecedented. Yeah, Arkansas-based Walmart, they've already started raising prices, so markups on certain items have already been passed along, like bananas jumped to 54 cents a pound, up from 50. Listen, that's not going to, I don't think that's going to kill you, but, still, some of the prices are going to probably dramatically increase.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. This is the Walmart chief financial officer.
What do he have to say about prices?
All right, if you don't stop doing the Walmart voiceover guy.
Hey, watch out for rising prices.
You sound a little like Bill Cosby, though, at the same time.
No, he sounds like I'm just a Bill. I'm only a Bill, and I'm living here on Capitol Hill.
That's right.
That's what you sound like.
Now watch this.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of, too.
Hey, it's rising prices.
Prices going up.
That show.
They used to fall, but now they're going up. Whoop. Yeah, so heads up, Walmart, rising prices. What time is it? Oh, 9:21. So we have the final chunk of the MJ Morning Show next.
We got the final chunk.
And what else do we have?
We got one more $1,000 giveaway.
That's correct. So we've got another $1,000 to give away.
I could talk like this all the time.
Yeah, no, you won't.
I could.
But you're not.
But I could.
But you're not.
I'm just letting you know.
All right.
All the time.
Hey, just another reminder. You can meet Brian and Mika Kleinschmidt.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so Brian and Mika are locals, and they also they host the HGTV show 100 Day Dream Home.
Dream Home, yeah. We meet them at Banco.
Yeah, and Brian and Mika are going to be at Banco Doors at their gorgeous showroom tomorrow.
Beautiful.
From 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. So Saturday tomorrow, go meet Brian and Mika from 100 Day Dream Home, Banco Doors at 5416 West Sly Avenue.
Hey, if you go to Banco, you got to watch out for rising garage doors.
Well, also closing garage doors.
You watch
as well.
out. They have a sensor.
So if you
Sensor down at the bottom.
if you didn't get the address, just go ahead and Google Banco Doors. They're on Sly in Tampa. 11 to 2. Go meet Brian and Mika from 100 Day Dream Home tomorrow for a meet and greet. 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. So that's a good chunk of time. They're going to be out there for 3 hours. So you can pop on in and meet them. 9:23 at the MJ Morning Show. Oh, speaking of Banco, they were at my house yesterday, and we'll do the final segment. The last $1,000 will happen next. So Banco's at my house yesterday. I had 2 more tension cables replaced, but the real deal why I had them out was like maintenance work, because my home is 20 years old. And the outside stripping, you've got that plastic, that trim around the garage door, and then you have like the rubber flaps that touch the garage door to give you the seal. Yeah, I mean, it's just my old ones were just getting old and cracked, and so Banco went out and replaced all of that yesterday. And then the astragal, the bottom part of the garage door, the rubber piece that touches the concrete floor, had all of those replaced. They did a great job. Any kind of maintenance, any kind of repair, if a tension cable snaps, if your spring breaks, you want the honest garage door company. There's another garage door company out there. You might have, might see and hear ads from them. Man, my neighbor had a nightmare with them. I'm like, dude, well, he doesn't listen to the show, so he didn't know that I endorsed Banco, my neighbor. I'm like, dude, if you listen, he had a nightmare with this other garage door company. I'm like, you should have called Banco. Anything garage door related, folks, it's bancodoors.com. Bancodoors.com. Bank on Banco. Mention me, MJ, get 10% off. So sales, service, repairs, mention me, MJ, to Banco, get 10% off. So thank you, Kemp Law Group, because we're giving away another $1,000 in just a matter of minutes. Is there anything new on Allison's case with the rear ender by the the Uber?
Now it's in the hands of the insurance companies.
All right.
I tell you, we dropped the Tesla off at the body shop yesterday, so it's getting done, and Kemp Law helped coordinate all that. And now it's what?
Stop with the voice. Just stop. So, Allison Fester's wife got rear-ended by an Uber in downtown Tampa. Uber had a passenger in the back. So the Kemp Law Group took the case, and they're going to try to get a settlement for Fester and Allison. Listen, her neck hurt, her back was out of whack. I mean, she took a hit. I mean, $4,000 in damage to the back of the Tesla. I mean, that's not a feather tap when you have $4,000 in damage. Yeah, so they pulled surveillance video from like nearby businesses to, show the Uber recklessly barreling into Allison. Anyway, accident or fall, you call Kemp Law. Hey, you fall down in a store. You might like the store, but if they're at fault, if they're negligent and you're hurt, I mean, you deserve to recover. You don't pay a dime until they recover for you. Accident or fall or anyone you know, you call Kemp Law. KempLaw.com. Tell them MJ sent you. Traffic's on at 9:26. Here's Shriner, a grand, and more MJ Morning Show next.
Oh, Tim.
fun at the MJ Morning Show. I mean, that's just sick. I was just reading a story. You know, like Home Depot and Lowe's, you know, in the parking lot, they have the demo tool sheds.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, apparently there are some perverts that take advantage of the demo tool sheds. I guess you could open them up and go inside.
Yeah.
Well, this guy went in with some Vaseline.
Oh, by himself?
I could probably stop right there.
Yeah.
Okay, was he by himself?
Yes.
All right.
Oh, because before you said that, like, I was thinking you and me, like, that's a good time. Hey, let's go.
Yeah, I'm about to say, it all depends how it goes. I mean, if he's by himself, he's just an adventurer.
If you want to go into a tool shed at the Home Depot with a jar of Vaseline, come on down to our parking lot at the Home Depot. Actually, it was a Lowe's, but Lowe's doesn't have very recognizable music like Home Depot. You know, hey, Lowe's, why don't you guys have a recognizable theme song like Home Depot? You know? I mean, this is the Home Depot music. Yeah, it happened at a Lowe's location in Louisiana.
Well, let me tell you something. I have often found myself making love with myself in the sheds of the Lowell parking lot outside of Metairie. He said, I don't use no Vaseline there. I be already at the Lowe's. I use that WD-40.
Yeah.
Takes that squeak right out now.
Yeah. What do you use to, like, keep the rust off of your crawfish boiler pots?
You know what? You can use WD-40. You can use almost anything. Squeaky hinges, rust off a boiler pot.
What if you go into Lowe's and you grab a tube of White Lightning and then you head on out to the
I got a tube of White Lightning, but I did something else with that.
All right.
Oh,
all right.
Yeah.
All right. So, all right. Stop. All right, this is
a grease lightning, if you know what I mean.
This is a 66-year-old guy.
Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah, a 66-year-old guy who's from Georgia.
What's his name?
I'm going to tell you. James Caliavis.
I know James Caliavis.
No, Caliavis.
Caliavis?
You can't even say it.
Yeah, I can't tell a lot of him.
66-year-old James Caliavis is from Georgia. He was arrested Sunday after police in Louisiana discovered him inside one of the display storage sheds in the parking lot of a Lowe's in Slidell.
That's a fine Slidell Police Department police work out.
We were having some sliding going on in the Slidell Lowe's demo tool shed out in the parking lot. Yeah, they got a call. 911 in Slidell got a call that a naked man was inside one of the small sheds. After examining several sheds, an officer discovered Caliavis lying on his back on the floor of one unit.
Must have been a big one. The unit, they'd be lay on your back.
With his pants at his ankles and a jar of Vaseline. Oh, my God. And they caught him in the act.
Oh.
In the freaking act.
You couldn't even double knock?
Then he should have hung a sock outside, right?
Right? Yeah, something.
Yeah. He then acknowledged to the cops that he was doing what he was. Well, they saw him doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was arrested for obscenity, booked into the Slidell, Louisiana City Jail. Yeah, this dude, his residence is listed as Jasper, Georgia. Not far from Atlanta. And apparently, public records show that he owns a 1-acre property with a small mobile home.
Is he just...
Oh, and interestingly, in the property appraiser's photos of the site, he has a very similar tool shed on his property.
Oh, so he knows. He's comfortable in that environment.
Oh, apparently so. Is that crazy? Still, I think that Lowe's needs music like Home Depot. Yeah, Lowe's needs to come up with a very recognizable, music bed for their commercials. I like the Home Depot commercials. All right. Fester, you guys have a Tesla in the family. Your Tesla was wrecked when the Uber crashed into you.
Yes.
So if you want to get a new Tesla, you might be able to strike up a deal on one of those Tesla Cybertrucks. Did you see how many of these things are lying around unsold?
How many?
There are apparently 10,000 unsold Cybertrucks that are just sitting. Do you remember the demand? And you had to be on a list, and people were on a list for like 3 years for the Cybertruck.
I mean, they had to build the factory. I mean, it started from ground.
They might be paying people to take these off their hands. They have reportedly 10,000 Cybertrucks built and sitting that no one wants. And that's a total of $800 million.
I'll make him an offer on one.
200 million shy of $1 billion in Cybertrucks that are just sitting around, unsold, just parked.
I'll offer him like 18 grand right now, and I'll even let them do the financing. How do you get back in money?
So, telling you right now that they're going to have to cut the price on those things massively. You know, if they want to sell 10,000 backed up, they've already rolled back prices.
Well, I saw that no vehicle out there is depreciating as quickly as the Cybertruck. Because they were 120,000, and a lot of people bought them at a premium when they first came out. They had to have them first, and they threw good money after bad to acquire them, and now they're much lower.
So you bought like $100,000 Cybertruck, and now what is it worth? Like 30 grand?
Maybe. Then you got to find somebody who wants to give you the 30 grand for it, because they're going to try to sell it for.
All right, 9:37 at the MJ Morning Show. What do you say we give away the final $1,000? Final 1,000 for the week. But don't fret, don't fear, don't get all twisted up good, because it starts again on Monday morning. So we'll do another $1,000 every hour, every day next week. Another 20 grand. Once we give away this $1,000 right now, this will be 20 grand this week, 20 grand next week, total of 40 grand with the ATMJ. Let's do it. The ATMJ is open for business. Yeah, I'm going to do 105. Caller, Andrew's giving me the finger.
Oh,
yeah.
Poor bastard.
Caller
99 last time, 105
Yeah, caller 105. Let's go. A lot of people get to call in and try to win this. 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. The 105th caller. I would do caller 104.7, but that's a little tough. Yeah, so we rounded up to 105 for Q105. So caller 105 right now, 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. Be the 105th caller. Know the name of last hour's winner of the $1,000 from the Kemp Law Group with the ATMJ, and you could win the next $1,000. Now, if you don't win, pay attention to the name, because you're going to need the name of whoever's going to win in a few minutes. You're going to need that name in the 6 o'clock hour on Monday morning coming up at the end of the weekend. So a heads up for that. I love this story. Mr. and Mrs. Blizzard. Guess where they're going to celebrate their wedding?
Oh, God. This is so lame.
Seriously, the guy's name is Blizzard, and his bride, Olivia Morris, will now become Olivia Blizzard. Guess where they're going to have essentially their reception?
What? At the Dairy Queen?
That is correct.
Idiots.
What are you? Come on, dude.
Come on.
Come on. Why are you calling him a... Get out of here. This is nice.
If the Blizzards really want to celebrate, they should have their wedding ceremony in Nome, Alaska, like in January.
Yeah, this is from Texas. Olivia Morris got engaged. This is from WFAA television.
You know what they call Dairy Queens in Texas?
In Dallas. What?
It's like they call it the Texas stop sign. There's so many Dairy Queens.
Oh, there are?
Yeah.
Oh,
Gotcha.
really?
Yeah, I mean, it's like Texans and Dairy Queen are tight.
I don't think Dairy Queen... I don't know. Listen, I like Dairy Queen, but I don't think it qualifies as ice cream.
I don't know.
No. Well, look, don't go. I don't know. Look it up.
care.
Just type in, is Dairy Queen soft serve ice cream? Also, I believe that isn't Dairy Queen one of the holdings of Warren Buffett and Berkshire Hathaway?
Possibly.
I think it is.
He's into those heritage brands.
Yeah. Just look up, is Dairy Queen soft serve actually ice cream? Yeah, look. No, Dairy Queen soft serve is not technically considered ice cream by the U.S. government, According to the FDA, ice cream must contain at least 10% milk fat, while Dairy Queen soft serve only contains 5% milk fat. So it's classified as a reduced fat ice cream or frozen dessert or whatever.
So it's healthier.
Let's eat more.
It's healthier than ice cream.
On certain levels, maybe. I don't know the full nutritional facts here.
Well,
but,
why don't you look it up?
So here's the deal. Olivia Morris got engaged. Her fiance's name, his last name's Blizzard. Her name's going to be Blizzard, obviously. And turns out that they're going to have their reception at Dairy Queen. She got the idea as soon as she got engaged. Dairy Queen doesn't really cater weddings, but she made a request. Can the restaurant provide sweet treats for everyone for their wedding for free?
If I was the Dairy Queen franchisee, I'd be like, get the hell out of my store.
We immediately looked at it and said, we got to do something, said Whit Woolman, a North Texas Dairy Queen operator and representative for Texas Dairy Queen. Yeah, so I guess they're going to have blizzards. That's the catering is going to be done by Dairy Queen. I think they're going to have it at the restaurant, the reception.
I mean, how many people are invited to this wedding? Because a lot of the Dairy Queens now are full-fledged restaurants.
Oh,
where
they
have
do.
sitting down at tables.
They
and
do
stuff.
burgers.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So everybody can go up, order a burger, keep a running tab. I'll pick it up at the end of the night.
Hey, when I was a kid, we used to go to. When I was a kid, there was a Dairy Queen on Middletown Road, right across from Letterly Laboratories, right on the Nanuet Pearl River line up in Rockland County. And there was a Dairy Queen. That's where I fell in love with the cherry dipped vanilla cone.
But you have your wedding at this Dairy Queen grill and chill
But
concept.
hang on, listen. The point I was trying to make, Fester,
Please get to it.
is that it used to be Dairy Queen was the walk-up window.
Right.
You know, like you go to a Ted Drew's, like in St. Louis or something. You know, it was the walk-up window, and now you're right. And listen, some of the Dairy Queens are also Orange Julius's.
That'd be a dream. What if his name was Julius Blizzard?
And I loves me an Orange Julius. I just don't know if it's the same. I still like even the current iteration of Orange Julius. I like it, but I don't know if it's still like the same recipe when I used to go to like Orange Julius used to be at like Pinellas Park Mall, right?
Yeah.
And maybe Countryside. I don't know. Or
I think they were at all the
Gulf.
I remember they were at Tyrone Mall.
Yeah, the Tyrone.
Mall.
Tyrone. Yeah. Listen, I always love the good Orange Julius, that frothy goodness. Let me grab line 5, actually, is the right one here. Hi. Good morning. Who's this?
My name's Cheryl.
Cheryl, where are you calling from?
Clearwater.
Cheryl in Clearwater. Are you enjoying the MJ Morning Show today?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that, because if you said no, I was going to hang up on you. No, I'm kidding. Cheryl, you're caller 105.
Woohoo!
Cheryl,
Awesome.
would you like to win $1,000 from the ATMJ and the Kemp Law Group?
Absolutely.
Cheryl, just tell me, who won the $1,000 last hour?
Karen.
Say that again, please.
Karen.
Karen is correct. Boom, $1,000, Cheryl.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right. Do me a favor. Spell your name so we have are you a CH or an SH?
I am SHERRYL.
Oh, you got it complicated here. All right. So,
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, listen, all you got to know is Cheryl. Cheryl, SHERRYL. Cheryl just won $1,000. So that wraps up week 1. That's $20,000 that we've given out since Monday. And Cheryl, you got the last one here on Friday, and your name is going to live through the weekend because everyone needs to know your name to win in the 6 o'clock hour for Monday morning. Cheryl, congratulations. Could you use $1,000 right now?
Absolutely.
All right, Cheryl, congratulations. We're going to buy like a Bitcoin or something. What are you going to do with $1,000?
Oh, I don't know yet.
Well, listen, enjoy it, and if you need to do something important or go on vacation, maybe put it towards it. Cheryl, thanks for listening.
Thank you, MJ.
My pleasure. All right, hang on. Andrew's going to pick up and give you all the information. Look at that. Line 5 is Cheryl with another $1,000. Thanks to the Kemp Law Group. What a successful week. But it doesn't stop here. we do the whole thing again, another 20 grand next week. Every hour, every day, $1,000 could be yours with the ATMJ spitting out the cash. Yeah. All right, 9:46. Anything else before we get out of here today? Fester, anything?
Orange Julius changed their recipe. I looked it up on the Google.
They did.
Especially after being acquired by Dairy Queen back in '87.
Oh, no.
However, it has evolved to using concentrate orange juice instead of fresh orange juice, and then powdered eggs instead of. I guess maybe they use real eggs. I don't know.
Yeah, well, I just remember they used the old Orange Julius's. I think used two different powders, and it just seems that the froth is not the same. And I'm a sucker. I used to, if you could transport me back to Orange Julius, like 1987 or something, 86. It just seems I still like the current Orange Julius, but it just seems like it's a little different. That happens in life. The memory or the flavor print or the taste print or the memory that you have of something, is it the same or is it different? I'm going to rack my brain for the next all weekend long. My weekend's ruined.
Where is there an Orange Julius around here?
There is one on Tampa Road that I know of. So,
like an Oldsmar?
Yeah, maybe maybe on the Pinellas, maybe just over from the Hillsborough side onto Pinellas.
That'd be Oldsmar.
On Tampa Road. On the south side, I want to say there's like a Dairy Queen Orange Julius combo.
All right, I think I know where you are.
Yeah, which is over. I think it's near Flamestone. So the great Flamestone restaurant over there.
Oh yes.
Yeah, so I think it's close by there. I think that's last I remembered. I passed by.
Would Flamestone let you bring an Orange Julius in?
Can I get you some drinks? No, I've got an Orange Julius from across the street. But you give me a 24-ounce ribeye, would you please?
That sounds delicious. Yes. Combo.
And let me go to the kitchen and inspect the marbling. While I sip on my Orange Julius. Anything else, Michelle? Anything that I missed out on? Anything crucial, urgent?
Nope, not for me.
Are you looking forward, Michelle, to our kind of impromptu Friday night out with all of us? The family that AC/DC's together stays together.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Michelle, myself, Chloe, and Julian. We're all headed to AC/DC tonight at Raymond James Stadium. One of the guys is 77. Can you look up quickly? Look up AC/DC. One of the guys is 77 years old. Yeah, unbelievable. Oh, yeah.
Brian Johnson, current lead singer,
is 78.
The iconic voice of all these songs.
So, and Brian Johnson lives in Sarasota. I don't want to say where they are, but I know the hotel they're staying at. They're already up here. And there was, and I guess a lot of the groupies know where they are. So yesterday,
why is it a secret? Big deal. What are we doing? Flood the
Rocky Point area. Let's just say Rocky Point area. There were I guess hundreds of groupies hanging out at the hotel where AC/DC's staying. I guess they're going to revoke my backstage pass now.
They don't give those out anymore. Backstage passes are a tough ticket.
Yeah, I don't even try to get that anymore. I don't even try. All right, so we're all headed to AC/DC tonight.
Yeah, what's happening backstage with a 78-year-old? He's putting on his compression socks.
Yeah.
Sounds seriously. Like a good time.
Yeah, right? Hey, kid, can you pass me the insurer? I'm about to hit the stage.
Let me call Dennis Phillips. Let me see if I want to thank Dennis for the ABC Action News parking pass. Let me call up Dennis. Let me see if he can take my call here. Hold on a minute.
What do you think's happening backstage? What, he's changing his Depends. I need to put an extra one on. I'm doing 21 songs straight.
No bathroom breaks.
No bathroom breaks.
What if he comes out on stage with a walker?
Do they do like a drum solo so he can go off and use the bathroom and come back out?
Let me see if Dennis will pick up the phone here. I got to thank Dennis.
Yeah, let's thank Dennis.
At 9:50 in the final minutes of the MJ Morning Show. Come on, Dennis, pick up. If he doesn't pick up this line, I'll call him on the cell phone. He'll maybe recognize my phone. All right, come on, Dennis, pick up the phone.
He's not picking.
He should be awake. It's 9:50. I mean, he doesn't get.
This is a sleep-in day.
Well, Friday is?
It might be.
No, he doesn't take his kid to school once in a while?
No,
or?
that's Thursday. I think he drives.
Tuesdays.
Tuesdays, is it?
I don't know. You guys know his schedule really well.
Yeah.
Wow.
Please leave your.
You know what? He might. All of the regular lines are jammed, so I was using an internal line. Hey, let me try Dennis.
This is Breakfast with Robin morning.
Is it? Let me try my cell phone here and just.
When's he due for a haircut?
I'm just holding my cell phone up to the microphone.
That's every other Wednesday.
Actually, sounds about as good as our phone system here.
Hey, Michelle, quick, off subject. What color are your nails?
Some kind of pink.
Yeah, Dennis is not picking up.
Never mind.
I wanted to thank him for the ABC Action News parking pass for tonight. And folks, don't even think, I'm telling you right now, don't even think of trying to park at ABC Action News because they have 3 security guards out there during events like this, and you got to have a specific printed pass.
Please leave your.
Yeah, he's not.
He doesn't want to talk.
He doesn't want to. He's probably sleeping. All right. Anyway, so we're off to AC/DC. Anything else before we get out of here?
Nope. Let's go.
All right. Hey, don't forget Brian and Mika. They're going to be at Banco Doors, and I'm going to try to stop by between 11 a.m. and 2 p.m. tomorrow. Meet Brian and Mika from HGTV's 100-Day Dream Home. They're locals. They have a national show on HGTV, the Dream Home, 100-Day Dream Home, and they're going to be at Banco Doors tomorrow at their showroom on Sly in Tampa. 5416 Sly, go meet them. This is going to be a real up-close and personal deal, and the Banco showroom is really, 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 really nice, and you can meet them 11 to 2 tomorrow, Saturday, May 17th, and I'm going to try to show up as well. At BancoDoors.com, and you can just Google their address, BancoDoors.com, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. tomorrow. And with that, I think we're going to shut her down. And there's nothing else, Michelle?
No.
All right, let me hit the closes. We're going to go to dinner before AC/DC because we're not doing the opening act. Oh, it starts at 7.
Okay, whatever.
It's and AC/DC doesn't go on until,
We're going to get chicken fingers at the Ray J.
That sounds pretty classy.
Let's go to China Yuan, get Chinese.
I'm not making it complicated. I'm sorry.
No, listen, it's up on Armenia. Let's go to China Yuan for a Friday night Chinese dinner.
Okay, can you have his
we can go at like 6 o'clock, and then we have plenty of time to eat, and then go see AC/DC when they go on stage. Date Chinese tonight? China Yuan? Come on. I want a lobster. I want the garlic scallion lobster tonight.
I can't think of anything I care less about.
Oh, what?
I mean, your eating pattern for this evening.
All right, folks.
After you mooch your free parking from ABC 28 and you mooch your free tickets from Burger
I didn't
King.
mooch them. They were offered to me.
Whatevs.
All right, folks. We'll see you back here Monday. Have a great weekend. MJ Morning Show on Q105, 104.7 FM, and let's be careful out there.
Hear the latest MJ Morning Show podcast on the Q105 app, powered by Anna Jar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
The Food and Wine Festival and Concert Series is back at Busch Gardens now through May 18th with over 85 different culinary delights to sip and savor. Plus free concerts like Hoobastank and...